collectively a shit show, I guess is the best way of putting it. Because, yeah. Well, we keep on getting new news as incoming information keeps coming in of what's going on within the administrations, what's going on within just world news. Some stuff is being covered, most stuff is not being covered. A lot of the shit going on, we haven't heard. We have heard that there has been a couple of F-15s that were shot down due to friendly. Who told you this shit? Crazy times, crazy times, bro. Crazy times. It's crazy times. Crazy times, Vegas. It's crazy times out here. Crazy times. That's all. That's all I can say to that. That's all I can say to that. But there's different reports and stuff like that going on and ongoing stuff of three F-15s were shot down. I didn't want to deal with the haircut and all that. What's up, Lizette? I didn't want to deal with all that stuff. It was just like there's a lot of shit going on. I didn't feel like dealing with going to get a haircut, so I just buzzed everything off, let it grow again like that, and maybe do it again. Wanted to see how bald I'm going. My hairline is receding now a lot more, but we'll let it be. We'll let it be. Uh, but yeah, the ongoing issues right now. I'm just it's just everything going on. I would say is the more concerning thing. All the stuff going on with we're at war. We are at war again. Again, we are in the Middle East at war again. We just finished getting out of a 20-year war. Appreciate the Harmony Dave. I was like, we just got out of a 20-year war just a couple of years ago. 20-year war where we lost a lot of people, lost a lot of service members, lost a lot of Americans. You lost people from different countries also just because of a war, because of a imminent threat or supposed threat. We are still dealing with this now, and now, yeah, no new wars, of course, because that's the MAGA and Republican way of stating that they're not gonna fight them. But we got to mention the no new wars because that's the thing that MAGA and Republicans have to do. Uh, I can't say that this wasn't gonna happen with Kamala, but the thing is I don't think it would have happened this way if it was. Um, this is basically the manipulation of our administration through Israel. That's basically it. Because the thing is to us, to the United States, Iran is not. Iran is not a threat to us. Iran is not really a threat to us. Iran is a threat to Israel because of the proximity of it. Iran was not going to do anything to us. Iran doesn't mess with us. Most countries do not mess with us. Most countries do not have the thought process to think. I was like, you know what? Um, what's up, Southwest? Yeah, they know better. Every country in the world knows better because of our military might. The problem with our military might is that we think we're the big bad guy, but the United States fails to realize sometimes that we can't be everywhere all at once. And that's the tactic that basically Iran is basically doing right now. Because Iran knows if it's a direct fight with Israel and the United States, that's one thing. But the thing is Iran also understands because you got to think of it as a military prospect, right? You got to think of it as a solution because you got to think of what may happen, what may come of this, what are the next steps after this, right? So if you attack the United States, that's a problem. All of this always happens in Mar-a-Lago. I just don't understand why you have a situation room when you have and build up a fake one in Mar-a-Lago. That's the biggest thing for me also, because Mar-a-Lago is not a secure location. You are basically doing this shit. It's like me running a war out my basement. And it was just like you don't have the protection in Mar-a-Lago that you do at the White House. That's the whole purpose of the White House and the Situation Room. It's a secure location, not oh I don't feel like traveling. I'm gonna do this from the comfort of my home type shit. That's not how you do it. Um, that's not how you do it. But the problem that the United States may face right now, the map in the background wasn't anything big, Lizette. That was just basically showing where our ships were gonna be in the area. That map has no significant information at all. That map has no significant information. That's basically us showing what we have in that area. So that map was not gonna do anything. What's up, D? I was like, that map was not going to show anything. That map was not going to create anything to harm U.S. troops. Because the thing is, it's just a map. It's like me having a map right back up here with all my icons, having that map there, and then showing that oh, we're gonna have ships here and ships there, because that's where the ships are being staged at regardless. So there's no imminent information saying that oh, these are here, these are there, these are where they're gonna be. That's not gonna be anything of importance. That's just basically showing like, hey, these are the ships that we have in this area. These are the ships we have in that area. So basically, this is what we have in the little stream. That, and that's what it is. That's there's no. This isn't Signal Gate with Pete Hegseth. Appreciate the heart, me Vegas. That was just like that's the one thing is just like that's not a is not something that you can say is going to be detrimental to the United States. That map being there, because it's just literally a map showing of what we have. Oh, we have these vessels here. We have these vessels there. So basically, it doesn't show strategically where they are located. Yeah, so that's not a big thing, Lizette. That's just people that don't know trying to make something out of it. Like, oh my God, look, Donald Trump showed the thing. Oh, just like we don't know exactly. You know how big a land of water is? It's kind of hard to tell where they're at. No, there's nothing that's gonna compromise any of our service members with that map. That is just a map basically showing like, hey, we have, let's say, well, it does show maybe is the number of ships we have in that area, but that alone doesn't really do much for it because you still got to find them in a body of water. So, and it's a large body of water, so it's not. So it's just like, hey, we may have 10 ships here, but that doesn't give specific locations, anything like that. That's just a drawing to say, hey, this is what we have here in this region. This is what we have in this region, and it's just differentiating it so that they understand. Um, as a vet, what's in my heart? I made a post on my VetAware project, and I basically what I said to vets and other vets is that times like this can be difficult for certain veterans, due to the fact that a lot of veterans may end up having a lot of flashbacks, a lot of rehashing of things that happen, a lot of the experience that happened, because of the fact that the adrenaline pops up because of war. So it's just to make a mention that for certain veterans, some veterans may be on a heightened state of mind going forward because of that, because of the fact that things like this rehashes thoughts. Things like this rehashes memories. Things like this rehashes experiences. So it's important for those veterans to make sure that they are reaching out and talking to somebody if they need to, whether it's about a specific experience or what's going on or whatever the case may be. That's something that they have to make sure that they are able to speak to someone about, because most of the time this will rehash stuff. When you hear the explosions, when you see the explosions, stuff like that, that may rehash thoughts for some people, so they need to do that. um I'm not sure if that's what you were asking, Sagi, but that's basically what I'm going with, and that's I made a post on my Vet Aware project page, just basically stating that it's just like, hey, if you need assistance, you need to talk about this. This is the time to do so because I know this will rehash thought processes. This will rehash a lot of memories for some people and certain experiences. Most of them that most people don't want to remember, and most things that people are doing. How am I doing? Um, I had an off day. I had a couple of off days, I will say. Um, just the threat of war is never a good thing, no matter what it is. Some people get excited about it. Some people are like, yes, I get to go to war. Some people are just like, eh. Some people is just like, it's a job. And then for some people it may be detrimental to them. For me it was just a couple of off days because the thing is you realize that wars like this don't end on a day-to-day basis. Wars like this take time. Wars like this always means casualty. Wars like this always means innocent people being killed. That's how war is. It's never just the people at war, it's the collateral that comes from it. It's the stuff that happens after those wars that I think is the worst part. Because the thing is it's never a straightforward thing. I was just like, look, yeah, basically, Villa, it's the innocent people. Because when you're a part of it, you don't realize it as much because you're the one that's at war or you're deployed or whatever the case. So it's more like I need to protect myself and keep myself good and make it to do. Um, Sagi, I don't think there's gonna be any predictions off of what's going on because the thing is right now, what Iran is doing is not what the U.S. thought they would do. You could already tell that the U.S. wasn't prepared for the shit that Iran is doing right now. You know. Yes, and that's the thing, Villa. That's exactly what the U.S. thought. The thing is that the U.S. has gotten that thought process and that mentality when you have people that don't know what they're doing, that they can just bully people. You got to remember, to every bully, somebody always stands up. To every bully, somebody always stands up. And the thing is Iran is basically fighting back, but Iran is doing it in a way that is basically detrimental to the US. Because the thing is what Iran is doing is Iran is trying to make sure that the places that the US uses to continue the fight are being attacked. So they're attacking Israel, they're attacking Qatar, they're attacking the Saudi Arabia, they're attacking all these things. They're attacking all these things that the US wasn't expecting Iran to take part in. I was like, look, they hit air base in Cyprus. Why? Because that's where military for the Brits stages. That's where their air force stages. So if you destroy that, you weaken capabilities. If you destroy oil refineries, which is oil, you just causing oil to go up in one of the biggest things, which they did in Saudi Arabia. When you attack Qatar, that's another location that's basically it's basically it's a continuation of gathering of all these things, and that's why Iran is doing it that way. That Iron Dome was never a sophisticated thing. The Iron Dome was something that was said because the thing is an Iron Dome works on antiquated equipment. When you fighting dudes that don't really have a country and it's just like the Hezbollah group or whatever, the Hamas group. These are people that are getting some like old school fucking weaponry and using it. You are talking about an actual country that is one of the that owns a lot of money, is one of the BRICS countries which has oil, so they have weaponry. They work with Russia, they work with China. These people have, yeah, they have hypersonic missiles, which is what that dome is not meant for. The dome is meant for regular missiles, slower missiles, not for shit that travels way faster than what they thought it was. So that's why they're using that. And then the thing is remember when it was, I forget who was it that did it, that they sent, was it Iran? I'm not sure if it was Iran. When they sent a whole bunch of drones, and basically all those drones still made it through the Iron Dome. That was a capability testing thing. That's how you do a military tactical thing to see, like, yo, what can we use that can get through to this? Because we notice our old shit doesn't work. What can we use that will flood the system? And they sent all those drones, and the Iron Dome didn't know what the fuck to do because it was so many drones. Drones is a bigger thing. Why? Because they're smaller. They're not as easy to detect and not as easy to stop. So them doing that is on purpose. But basically the same way, everybody's like, oh my God, Iran just attacked this country. Iran just attacked this country. If you notice, all those countries that are being attacked are places where the United States stages troops or ammunition or equipment. It's kind of hard to send planes into the air when you don't have a runway to send them out of. Yeah, a lot of those buildings are empty. There, a lot of this war. It's like, look, at the same time, you got to take everything that you hear with a grain of salt. Why? Because of AI. Unless it's a reputable thing, you have to be careful with what you're seeing, because it could be an AI video or something happening and you won't know the fucking difference. Because if you notice, all the videos coming out from there is literally like everything is fucking shot off of fucking an iPhone 4. Everything looks like it was shot off an iPhone 4. Like, bro, I thought we had advanced phone technology. It was like, why does this video look like it was taken 18 years ago? Like when the first camera phone came out. Just like, you got iPhone 4s taking all these. I thought y'all would like, but it's true though. Look at it. That's why it's kind of difficult right now to understand what's actually happening all around. Because the thing is a lot of these videos may end up being AI. A lot of the stuff is gonna be AI. This administration is not going to tell us outright what is going on. This administration is not going to do that because they don't want the US to look weak at any point. They don't want the US to look weak at any point. They don't want the US to look like, oh my God, we don't have the strategic dominance. You just had Pete Hegseth come on the air today trying to talk all this nonsense of, oh my God, if you kill any Americans or anything, we will attack the Americans and stuff like that. And it was just like, yeah, I understand all that. That's what we do as Americans. But at the same time, you got to look at it as, okay, y'all not gonna announce everything that is going on that's bad. What's up, Spark? They're not gonna make that announcement. So that's something that where it's just like, according to bro, Nick Shirley didn't expose fraud in Minneapolis because he didn't have credentials. Nick Shirley didn't expose anything that was already there. So what are you saying? Nick Shirley didn't expose anything new. He exposed information that was already there. You're not exposing something that's already been found and tried and in court. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't expose. It's just like, hey, I'm Just Cruz. And then somebody in my chat goes, oh, look, I found out his name is Just Cruz. You didn't expose anything. The information was there. Hey, bro, look, bro, if you want to come in here to just try to change the topic because you don't want to talk about the US and what's going on in Iran, go ahead and do so. Go keep on watching Nick Shirley. All right? Keep watching Nick Shirley. The same way he found fraud in California. Now you can leave him Vegas. I don't care. I don't care if he's here. The same way Nick Shirley found fraud in San Francisco because people had the same residential address as the UPS, which is a commercial building and commercial structure in a residential building. Remember that? Oh, that's the same fraud you want to listen to? Your whole journalistic thing? If you listen to a person that has no credentials that's already been proven as a fraud, you have no say in the matter. Why are Iranians celebrating and Americans protesting? Why do you believe that Iranians are celebrating? Because the US news told you that? Basically, Villa, the same thing. It happened. Venezuela had the same. Venezuela had the same celebration too. Remember what happened to that? There's videos of them celebrating and all over. If you noticed, every single country that has been attacked and supposedly deemed they needs a regime change has always celebrated, but yet the US doesn't say anything after the fact. What happened to Maduro? What happened to Venezuela? They were celebrating. What happened in Iraq when they were celebrating? Imagine the fact that you know what I love about the ignorance of some people is that imagine celebrating so much that it took us 20 years to keep fighting them. Iraq was celebrating so much that they kept on fighting us for 20 years. Bro, the same was said about Libya when Gaddafi was the one that's hurting them, but Gaddafi provided them with free health care, provided them with farm equipment if they wanted to be farmers, wanted to have a actual African currency, and that was a threat to the American dollar being used as every form of payment for everything. It was just like I find it interesting that the thing is supposedly all these countries are celebrating the death of their thing, but then if they were celebrating it, why would they be fighting us? If all these countries were celebrating what's going on, why would they be fighting us? If Afghanistan was so happy when we took over, why were we there for 20 years? If Iraq was so happy when we took over, why were they fighting us? Why were they fighting us? You see how stupid you sound? People went and fought for wars for how long because they were supposedly celebrating? Anyone of y'all got an answer for that? Now all of a sudden you ain't got nothing to say. Every country has been so happy that we freed them, but they were fighting us the whole way through. Imagine that. That doesn't sound like they were actually happy and celebrating. No, the thing is we don't need to explain why Americans are not happy. Because the thing is most of these people are the same ones that will never go to war. It's it's the same ones that act tough because they'll never be there. It's those same ones. Yeah, we're at war again because you'll never go. You've been too much of a bitch your whole life. Never served the country, never deployed. You probably never even left the States. That's why it's easy to cheer on war because you've never been a part of it. You'll never go. It was just like look at all the patriots. Look at all the so-called patriots. Look at all the so-called patriots. Where y'all at now? If y'all were so patriotic about war, re-enlist. What's stopping you? Go re-enlist. Oh, you served 6. Go re-enlist. The recruiting office is open for all of y'all. The recruiting office is still open for all of y'all. Don't be the fucking tough guy that wanted war, but then it pops off and all of a sudden, oh, I did my time. I did my time. I did my time now, so I don't have to go in there anymore because I did my time. Nah, you the tough guy, right? You the tough guy. Sign the fuck back up. We about to pop off. Where's your bitch ass at now? Now all of a sudden you too bitch to actually do something. Now we have too many. Like, look, I don't want another war. Hold on. Didn't y'all vote for no new wars? So didn't y'all vote for no new wars? I thought that's what the whole purpose of it, right? No new wars, right? No new wars. But the tough guys always want to talk about war, but then they don't want to send themselves to war. Right? That's crazy. That's crazy. No new wars. Yet we started a war that isn't even a threat to us. Because Iran is not a threat to the United States. Iran is not a threat to the United States. But it is to Israel. So what you're telling me is that it's not a threat to us, but it's a threat to only one country because nobody else found them to be a threat. Qatar didn't find them to be a threat. Saudi Arabia didn't find them to be a threat. United Emirates didn't find them to be a threat. Kuwait didn't find them to be. Imagine that the only person that had a problem was Israel, and all these other countries didn't have any problems saying that Iran was a threat. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy that even our other allies, which I just mentioned, which we have bases at, never said Iran was a threat. And Iran is closer to those countries than it is Israel. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Crazy how stupid people can be. You know how crazy that is? It was just like, imagine trying to make sense of that. Matt, this shit comfortable as hell. It's comfortable. It's nice. It's nice. It reclines. The only problem I have with the chair is they're not like the 4D ones that you can fully rotate and shit. You can only move them up and down, and you can't like slide them up forward and back. That's the only problem I got with the chair. Besides that, Corsair makes a great chair. This shit is comfortable as hell. Comes with a neck rest and a lower back rest. I've had it now for, I'll say like 6 months. Say 6-7 months. Feels good. Good quality. Good quality. That's all I'll say to that. North Korea has nukes. We ain't messing with them. We ain't messing with anybody else. But the thing is that's the thing. Yeah, this is it's a good sturdy chair. It's a good chair. And if you're tall, it's good too. And you see I'm 6 feet, so but if you have the neck rest, you're not gonna make it all the way. Pero tu pelopu. What up here? But yeah, that's the thing. It was just like, see, now this is the ignorance of it. Israel has not been trying diplomacy. Stop lying. Stop lying. Remember the diplomacy that was happening with Gaza? And then they just started bombing them all over again because supposedly somebody looked at them wrong? Imagine the diplomacy that most of these countries are supposedly going through. They had October 7th happened. So let's rewind back and see what happened before October 7th and how Gaza has been bombed before that. Bro, why don't you move to Israel? Why don't you go serve the IDF? You supporting them more than you support your own fucking country. That's the crazy part about it. If y'all support Israel more than you do the United States, why don't you go serve the IDF and shut the fuck up? You support Israel more than the United States? Go to Israel. Don't change the subject now. Go to fucking Israel. If you support Israel more than the United States, go to fucking Israel. Have them accept you. I was just like, you support Israel more than you do the United States. If you support Israel more than you do the United States, you should get the fuck out of the United States and go fight for them. Bro, and it's funny to me that people will be like, "Oh my God, President Trump is freeing the Iranian people from oppression." Bitch, you don't even have health care. You gonna free? Oh, now, oh, he had to go. Oh, so you have, he had to go with TDS because of the fact that he supports Israel more than he does the United States. But he look, you know what it is? It's funny. You look like most of these people in that administration, right? Remember that guy that goes and does all the stuff and he goes into Congress and he'd be like, hey, America first or Israel first? And not one of them can say America first? Was that you? That had to have been you. It had to. You must be one of those staffers that can't even say America first before Israel first, right? Uh, Mir, the thing is that Trump supporters do have TDS because this man bold faced lying to your ass, talk about no new wars, and here we are in another one. So who has the derangement? The people that were right about the fact that he was gonna put us in war, or the dumbasses like you that choose not to believe we're at war? How severe do you, hey guys, we got another one. We got a terminal. We got a couple more terminals in the we got terminal stage TDS over here. How the fuck is it that you, you mean to tell me that, that your Trump derangement stage 5? Yep. We got another one. We got another one, stage 5. It was just like, you mean to tell me Trump derangement syndrome is for anybody that goes against Donald Trump because he keeps lying to you, but then he lies to you blatantly, and then all of a sudden everybody else has it. So who's deranged here? Who's actually deranged here? Because the thing is you've been lied to. You've already been told no new wars, right? No tax on overtime. How well has your taxes worked out with that? You filed them. I know you did. I know you filed your taxes already. How's that working out for you? How's that working out for you? How's that working out? Oh, it's not working. Damn. Sad to say, huh? Sad to say. Sad to say. Sad to say, huh? Trump, Trump derangement syndrome, because that's what y'all sound like when y'all talking, because y'all keep on stuttering. Trump derangement syndrome is basically MAGA's way of calling Democrats and anybody that opposes them wrong or liars. But then when you are lied to and you have continued to be lied to, what is that? Yes, the guy that Southwest, yes, that was a Representative Ihorn out of the state of Minnesota, which was actually trying to pass legislation for Trump derangement syndrome, and he was caught soliciting minors. So they don't fall far from the tree. But that's crazy. It was just like, hey, if you love Israel so much, why don't you go join the IDF? Go serve the country you want to be a part of. Go serve a country that you want to listen to. Go serve the country that seems to have every problem with everybody that's around them. Yet the other countries around themselves don't have a problem. Because when's the last time you heard Iran beefing with the UAE? When's the last time you heard them beefing with Kuwait? When's the last time you heard them beefing with Qatar? When's the last time you heard them beefing with Egypt? You haven't heard of Iran beef with anybody else except for this Israel country that seems to have a problem with them, because the thing is it's the only country that they can't manage to fucking tell what to do. Now, maybe Israel can use your stupidity so that they can put you in the front lines. Because that's the only way they would actually accept you, and that's to join the military so you can be fodder. They're not going to actually allow you. You think you were going to get allowed to Israel with your name Huang? You thought you were going to get accepted into Israel. It's like what I noticed is the funny thing is that I noticed that a lot of people are going to be a lot of people think that they're going to be accepted by these people. It was just like, bro, you don't even get accepted in the fucking United States. And you think Israel was gonna do it? You thought what, you were gonna get deported to Israel? That's what you was thinking, maybe? That must be the thought process that you had. That you were gonna get deported to Israel, and maybe that was gonna be your way in. Cause ain't no way you can't be accepted here with a name Huang. 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 You thought you was gonna make it to fucking Israel? Get the fuck out of here. That's the thing with a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all don't have the common sense because of the fact that you thought you were gonna be accepted. Huang hit one. Just like you believe this shit. Imagine. No, nobody went crazy because they said TDS. Because the thing is here in this channel, in this page, TDS stands for Trump dick sucking syndrome, which you all tend to have. There's a difference. That's why when people say TDS, here the people that are here understand when somebody says TDS, that's Trump dick sucking syndrome. We already understand that. When you new here, what's up, Carla? When you new here, we know you're going to try to use Trump derangement syndrome because you think that's going to be efficient. But the thing is we know that when you come in here saying TDS and you've been consistently lied to for the past, what, year plus? We know it's Trump dick sucking syndrome because that's all you doing. You playing with the balls right now, just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. That's all it is. That's all it is. We already know that. The people in my community here, which I appreciate the shit out of all of y'all, they already know that when somebody says TDS and they're MAGA, we know they're talking about dick sucking syndrome. Why? Because you want to listen to every bullshit that comes out of that man's mouth and believe it. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time a person that is MAGA says TDS, they can never prove how the person they are saying TDS to is deranged. But a person that believes constant lying is being manipulating is supposedly not deranged. Make that make sense. It was like, it's crazy. It was just like, that's what people need to realize. It was just like, you support Israel that much, go talk to Israel. See if Israel supports you back. Your name is Huang. Right now, you can get reported you can be deported right now. I bet you ain't going to Israel though. They ain't gonna send you over there. They ain't gonna send you over there. You gonna be like that dude that wanted to make the Trump burgers and got deported. What's up, Paula? That's who you gonna be. You gonna be that dude that wanted to make the Trump burgers, made a whole big thing. It was like, oh, Trump burgers, this, and that, and got deported within 3 months. Shit ain't looking good for you, bro. Oh, here's another one. Where are you from? Iran? Where are you from? Israel? Are you Israeli? Are you Israeli? So then why you jocking they nuts? So you're not Israeli, but you want to act like you're a part of Israel. That's crazy. You defend Israel more than you defend the United States. That's crazy. No, just like, no. For them, patriotism is believing lies from the person that they're listening to and then believing and following Israel. That's patriotism for them. That's the patriotism. That's their patriotism. Appreciate the heart, Mifi. I was like, that's patriotism to these people. Whatever Israel says, they believe. Whatever Israel does, they believe. Whatever Israel wants, they follow. So why not move to Israel? Appreciate that, feat. I was just like, what's the... Come on now. Come on now. If you believe in Israel so much, how come you haven't moved? Have you tried to move into a Jewish community? Which is two different things, because there's the Jewish community and then there's Israel. Have you tried that yet? Have you applied for the IDF? Even better question. Because I know your bitch ass didn't apply to the fucking United States military. So since you so big, bad, and bold, why don't you go fight for Israel? Go fight for Israel. Go defend the country you want to defend more than the country you actually in. Shit, put it like this: Israel got better fucking benefits than we do here in the States. So yeah, you actually coming up. Appreciate you, Mir. I was like, you appreciate the gifts also. Appreciate the gifts, y'all. Appreciate the heartbeat, Millie. I was like, that's the crazy part. It was just like these people have better benefits than we do in the United States, but you want to support them instead of supporting our country. Because literally, put it like this. Just a couple of months ago, we didn't have the money to pay for SNAP. Just a couple months ago. We didn't have the money to pay for SNAP. But we just spent that in 3 days bombing the shit out of some place. So we didn't have the money to make sure kids didn't go hungry, but we had the money in 3 days to bomb the shit out of a country that wasn't even a threat to us. That's crazy, isn't it? Each one of those Tomahawk missiles is $2 million a piece. 2 million a piece. And we just letting them shits fly. Letting them fly. Oh, Mia, that's what it is. They label it as a business expense, right? Got you. It's a write-off. I see what you did there, Mia. I see what you did there. Those missiles are business expenses, right? They're business expenses. They're just tax write-offs, right? You just write them off. That's what we do. We just write them off. Don't worry about it. It's a write-off. My bad. Now y'all be smart, yo. Y'all be smart. I fucks with y'all. Y'all be smart. Y'all be smart. I can't even. Y'all be smart. I was just like, come on, man. It's just like, should I invest in that? Well, if you invested in fucking what's the damn thing? What's the damn Lockheed Martin? That shit went up today. This is gonna go up too. It's gonna go up. Gonna go up. Oh, I'm trying to manage. I'm managing here, you know. It's just funny to me because the thing is you have these people doing all this stuff. You have these people trying to do it, and then the thing is you have to start looking at things in a different perspective, right? You have to see it in all different ways. Because you remember that admiral that resigned and retired because of the fact that we were attacking those transport vessels in the coming out of Venezuela because we knew they were trafficking. You remember those? Remember when he retired? Since you brought Palantir up, right? That's why with Claude they're trying to make it. No, that was just me. That was just me, Gina. It was just like they did that. The reason why they want Claude, and you've seen the thing that's going on right now with Pete Hegseth and the Department of Defense or Department of War, trying to incorporate AI into the situation where they have autonomous fucking munitions and stuff like that. That's because of the fact that they know they are going to get pushback from actual leaders. They're going to get actual pushback from actual leaders that know, hey, bro, this is a war crime. Just blowing shit out of the water without knowing what it is, that is a war crime. I'm not going to say yes or no to this. I'm going to retire. But if you make it that is just fucking a computer doing it, what you going to blame? The computer? What you going to sentence the computer to no energy, no electricity for life? Let me hear the sentence y'all got for a fucking electronic piece of fucking equipment exploding some shit. What y'all gonna do? Give it you gonna downgrade its memory? You gonna make the computer slower as punishment? No electricity for life. You done. You never running again. It doesn't save no lives. What lives have you saved? The whole purpose of those things being made is to kill people. You ain't saving nothing. Talking about it's gonna save lives. You say you served? The fuck you served at? Call of Duty? Call of Duty, right? That's what you put. That's where you served at. Call of Duty, 6 years. What you play? Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7. That's where you medal there. You prestige there, right? You probably got a whole thing of ribbons on there, right? That's what you do. Come on, bro. Served them like, come on, bro. Fortnite. He said Fortnite 8 years running. I've been there from the get. Like, come on, bro. I was just like, it ain't saving no fucking lives. It was just like, see how well that's worked in Ukraine. They're sending out drones. How many lives has that saved? People still getting blown up. People still at war. You still need people operating them. Just because it's an unmanned thing doesn't mean somebody isn't controlling it. But if you use a computer to do it, imagine using a computer to fucking run a military operation when sometimes the computer can't even remember what you just asked it. Hey, Juan, we ain't gonna have none of that shit here. You've already been a dickhead and a bitch the whole fucking time since you've been here. So let's refrain from calling anybody in my community anything from anything, all right? Let's make sure we don't do that here. Because the biggest cock sucking fucking swallow we have here so far is yo Trump deranged dick sucking syndrome ass. So please make sure to keep it simple or get the fuck up out of here. Plain and fucking simple. That I don't play. You wanted to say shit about her weight. You don't say none of that shit here. If you want to keep on being a bitch, be a bitch somewhere else. I was like, ain't nobody say anything about name calling, but here you are sucking dick the whole time, being a fucking Trump dick swallower the whole fucking time. Now, Gina, we don't have to do anything about that. Oh, and then and then he reported me too. Block him, Vegas. Block him with his bitch ass. He reported me. I just got a restriction on my live. Block his ass. No one reported anyone. So why'd I get a restriction? Why would I get a restriction if no bitches are in the fucking live? Come on now. Come on now. I want to hear this nonsense. Hold on. Somebody, who the fuck is this? I don't know who this is. Hold on. I don't know what the fuck they want. It's like it's always the thing is that they always want to do that because then they want to show and make it seem like I'm the one that's doing something wrong. It's like Vegas, don't even worry about it because he's gonna come in as another bot with another name and do some dumb shit and say the same dumb shit. I was just like, I was like, you have the same people that have the same problem. It's the same ones that never really went to war, never saw anything, but want to be fucking tough as shit. They want to act tough as shit. But the thing is like, bro, the recruiting office is still open. If you so big and bad, you can go re-enlist again. You can go back till you 43. All you need is an EKG. That's all you need. You get an EKG, you could be right back in there. You'd be right there in the front lines with the IDF. I was just like, that's the thing. Most of these people want to defend us. It's just like I said, Israel is the one that has a problem with Iran. It is not the United States. The United States had no issue with Iran. We supposedly obliterated their fucking nuclear capabilities last year in June. So if we obliterated their technological advances when it came to nuclear whatever, we destroyed that in June of last year, supposedly. So was this administration lying about conducting a mission or operation that wasn't actually completed? Were they lying about that? Did it actually happen? Did it actually take place? Or was it something that it was just said so that people would believe it and then people would go off of it? So that people would believe the nuance of, oh my God, we destroyed Iran's capabilities, but somehow a whole year later, they're right back but 2 weeks away. How much is this war costing us? We don't know because we just started. Put it like this. This war is going to cost more than any funding that we needed for this country to fix. Because you got to remember, every single rocket fired is money. Every single Patriot missile that's defending something that's incoming is money. Those 3 F-15s that got shot down, money. The infrastructure of whatever locations these fucking people bombed or exploded or sent drones at, that costs money to fix too. Yo, imagine, can I pin this? I can't pin this. Oh man, I want to pin his shit. Hold on. Why can't I pin this message? I want to pin this. Oh, it's not letting me pin. Why is it not letting me pin Mr. Mustachio's thing, huh? Oh, it's not letting me pin it no more? Oh, I don't know. I just find it interesting that he says that. But in the United States, African Americans have been fucking oppressed. For more than 47 years. Yeah, you haven't said anything. Gaza was just destroyed. And that's been happening for more than 40 something years. So are you on the side of hate for that one? Crazy, isn't it? Crazy how ignorant these people can be when they choose to think that their statement is going to be valid. Oh, I remember Mr. Mustachio. This is a dude that don't even live in the US. This is the same dude that would love to be a part of the... Why don't you go join Israel then, Mr. Mustachio? Why don't you go serve Israel? Because clearly you can't make it into the US. Kingfish, that's what I said. We didn't have money to make sure kids didn't go hungry, but all of a sudden AI summary says debating the cost of war in Ukraine and comparing it to the US budget. Who is TikTok watching? Cause that's not what I'm talking about. Anybody else watching that? I don't think that's what I'm. Have I said Ukraine? I don't even think I've mentioned Ukraine. How the fuck is my being summarized as talking about Ukraine and I haven't even mentioned the country? I'm at a loss. I'm seriously confused right now. It's just like Ukraine. I don't even think anybody typed the shit. Like, what's up, Cobra? I was just like, how the fuck did we summarize? How did you? TikTok is fucking up, y'all. TikTok, then it restricted me too. How long does my restriction still got? I still got 2 minutes and 25 seconds before my visibility is removed. I ain't got time for Mr. Mustache. He ain't blocked too. Ain't got time for this shit. No, I'm not gonna do all that because that's what they always do on my shit. They always restrict me because they don't like what I got to say. That's why I'm on YouTube and on Twitch right now streaming. I'm streaming on all the other platforms because at the same time, I know with this they always restrict me. They always find a reason for me not to be whatever I'm saying. Somehow the AI manages to misinterpret everything I say. But when it comes to trying to restrict me, they never get that part wrong. But summarizing that we talking about Ukraine when I haven't even said anything. I haven't said anything about Ukraine. All I said is this war with Israel and the United States. Because if you notice, Israel cannot do anything on its own. Israel can't do anything on its own. Plain and simple. Israel cannot do anything on its own. It always needs assistance. Shit. Look at the healthcare system. Who pays for it? You do. They don't pay for it themselves. For free education, who pays for it? You do. The United States does. Israel ain't paying for none of this. You notice how you know what the problem I really have is the first casualties of this war already have been 3 Americans. I'm gonna go take a piss and I'll leave you on that one. The first casualties on this war have been Americans. Shit, y'all heard all that, didn't y'all? My bad. My bad. My bad again. Y'all heard me peeing. Apologies. That was that was for all the pieces of shit that wanted to tune in. I apologize to anybody that shouldn't have heard that. Frying chicken is crazy. I know, Carl. It's crazy. In the middle of a live too, that's wild. That was me pissing on all these fucking maggots. My bad. Apologies. Apologies. MAGA probably got excited hearing that shit too. Bunch of bitches. MAGA got all excited. Shit, oh my God, look. Said making big. Yo. I thought I turned it off, but I pressed the wrong side of the microphone. I pressed the record side on this instead of pissing on. That was me pissing on MAGA. Y'all heard it there first. I'm just like, these motherfuckers, man. But it's just like, so Reggie said over 200 billion each aircraft carrier is 100 billion. The amount of money that's being spent is in the billions of dollars, and that's you got to think of it like this. You got to think of it like this. Each movement costs money. Each movement, sending our ships over there, that costs money. Making sure the planes are over there costs money. Making sure to all that shit is money. It's money, money, money. It's constant money being flown. Every time a jet takes off of one of those carriers, that's money. Every time it refuels, that's money. Every time it shoots off a rocket, that's money. Let me see, how much is the F-15E? F-15E price. Those 3 planes that got taken out was close to $300 million. Each one of them almost being worth $100 million. They range from 90 to 97 million. So just rounding it up, that's $300 million gone off of the Kuwaitis knocking our shit down. Because it wasn't even Iran. It was Kuwait that knocked them shits down. I know, King. I know. They got money for fighting wars, but they can't feed the poor. They can't feed the kids. You can't pay for health care. If you haven't heard it before, watch the Greg Davies. It was like, hey, a lot of people are supporting Israel. If you want to support Israel, go fight for Israel. I ain't got no problem if you want to support Israel. Just go fight for them. Don't act like you America first. If you want to support Israel the whole way, go join Israel in their fight. Don't come talking to me about anything else. I support the United States. I serve the United States. Yeah, you lost a leg in the sandbox and Carl, you know the crazy thing about that is? Imagine the fact that you are talking about cutting benefits from veterans, but here you are starting another war that's going to cause more veterans to need more help. How about that? Imagine that. You want to take away the funding from veterans, but you want to create more veterans that are going to need funding. And then you have the audacity of the President of the United States to say that it's a noble mission. It's a noble mission to send people to a war that they don't have anything to do with. Because the U.S. has nothing to do with this. Because they bombed Iran last year for the nuclear stuff. That wasn't because the U.S. wanted to. That was because Israel was scared. Yeah, and he basically says some people may die. And that's the thing. the people that are there don't send anybody that's there close to it. It's just like it's the people that they don't care for. I was like, these people don't care. They're not concerned with the stuff. They're not paying attention to the stuff. They don't want to know the stuff. Hold on, let me put the volume up because I can't. I probably won't be able to hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Shit. No new wars, but a five-time draft dog is the one who is sending our people out.
That's the whole thing about it is that it's always like I said, the people, the first casualties of this war already have been American soldiers. Wasn't Israeli soldiers, American soldiers. This operation is basically caused by the Israeli country, but the first casualties we've already had on day one were American soldiers.
And yet this motherfucker is who never served, who actually got out of serving 5 times, and most of his kids never served. Actually, none of them ever served. He made sure his son also gets the same excuse to not serve. 34 fucking felonies. And it's mentioned in the files 38,000 fucking times.
He's mentioned in there more than God himself is mentioned in the Bible, but we're not going to investigate it.
Hold on. I'm gonna take the microphone off because it's hearing an echo because of the microphone. So hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the few times that it's actually me with the echo. Because basically, since I'm using this microphone, it's picking up the sound off of the phone and this. Through here, it shouldn't be that way. Now, yeah, I'm hoping I shouldn't be getting an echo now.
Sound like a cyborg. How can I hear you now? Good. Oh, we like the Sprint guy right now.
Yeah,
I can hear Southwest.
yeah, because I know when I have when I have this little mic on and I actually put people as the guest, then yes, it does. The echo does come out a lot stronger. So I know now it's better.
Yeah, cyborgs are great, but not this time. Okay, so yeah, I'm just like, I'm laughing, but clearly you already know where the laughter is coming from. It's just like the laughter of exhaustion, exasperation, disgust. To keep from crying. Well, I ain't crying about this. Like, I am already like, I'm mentally and emotionally done.
I miss the days when politics was boring, bro. I miss the days when politics was boring and nobody had to pay attention to shit because, it wasn't like big world-ending events that we were debating and deciding on. No. But now, it's like, hey, you remember when you were a kid, you really wanted to be an adult? You really wanted to take on, the daily tasks of being an adult and get married and pay taxes and buy yourself your own car? Well, we're bombing Iran now. So I hope you're okay with that.
With the white tickets on the stream or from the house?
Yeah.
That's this.
Oh, it costs everything you like to eat. It's now gone up by.
Yeah. You remember how you used to like having, eating some like nice fast food? Well, now it's not fast and it's not food.
Oh no, it is fast. It's fast still. It might have gotten faster, but it's not food. It got fast, all right.
We say it's beef, but who knows?
It's like, where it was $1, now it's 15.
It's now a $2 store.
Got it. You just got to get rid of the name completely.
Yes.
Yeah, no, at this point, just call it treat. I don't think anything is $1 anymore. Just call it treat.
They don't.
Right?
I don't think anything is under $1 anymore. Because then you're gonna add tax to it, and it's gonna be over $1 anyway. So
And the shit part about my situation is I don't even want to clean this house that I'm cleaning. I have to clean
Ugh.
my firehouse.
I I'm just trying to go day by day now, y'all. Cause you don't know what's next. It's just like these Epstein files is so fucking bad that they're gonna who knows what's gonna come out next.
Right.
I hope it just comes out, bro. Like, listen, as a kid, I would always yearn for the fall of, all this bullshit. But the way that it's happening right now is so pitiful, and that's not what I want. That's not what my young kid want. I wanted to see us, tap into the most of our hubris and be the most dick waving of we could, but in a mannered way, in a manner that people would understand. But no, right now, it's literally just dick out, swinging it at the wind with piss streaming out of it. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
I,
Sometimes I believe that Y2K conspiracy theories are actually right. Ever since we went into Y2K in the 2000s, everything just went to shit.
it's like I don't know. It's like that's why I always say like there's something else going on that they don't want to tell us about, and they're just making it more so that people get confused, angry, and all that stuff, so that you can't actually pay attention to the worst part of it.
So, I mean, you are in the wrong timeline, too. That's just me.
Look, let me know when you know. Let me know when you know how to reality shift, and then teach me because I ain't got time for shit.
It's,
I want out of it.
it's just
Bro, everybody will be believing.
No, like definitely Southwest. When you if it's the right meditation or the right sound or even like the right kind of drug. Oh wait,
Da- Donnell, they already tried that. They already tried aliens. They already told us that aliens was out there. People just don't give a fuck. It was just like it's to the point where people are just like, bro, I got bills to pay. I don't give unless the aliens is gonna come down here, make shit easier for me. I don't want them here. I don't care if they're here.
Unless the aliens gonna come down here and give me a free healthcare packet, bro, I don't give a fuck. Right? I really,
At this point, we don't care what the damn aliens do.
We're calling humans aliens. We're calling human beings aliens.
Well, certain human beings are aliens, I'm not gonna lie.
right.
Y'all seen Jim Carrey?
Yes, yes.
Y'all seen Jim Carrey?
I was getting too. That ain't Jim Carrey.
Bro, what kind of what?
What somebody's pointing out is that they're saying that it's this I believe it was a trans dude who likes to like cosplay as different people. And what he's speculating is that he hired them to show up at the speech.
Bro, nah, bro.
No.
Yeah, I don't look, and then people are trying to be like, it was plastic surgery. Plastic surgery is what. I've never seen plastic surgery change a person's fucking eye color.
But here's the thing about Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey has actually always been an outspoken against everything that's going on in the Hollywood society. Everything that's going on about Epstein files, he's actually came out with many times.
Mm-hmm.
Many times. Spoken out about it. Spoken out against it.
Oh, and then another thing that people mentioned about it was that how did he grow his hair so fast?
Yeah.
Because 9 days ago, before that, he was on, I think it was the Jimmy Kimmel show or the Fallon show with short hair. And then in 9 days, his hair grew long enough to put it into a ponytail.
If I had money like Jim Carrey, I would definitely hire a double to piss y'all off.
If I had money like Jim
I
Carrey,
would
I
still
would
do
do
it.
it all.
Shit, if I had money like Benito, I'd do it on the Super Bowl.
I don't know. That shit was just interesting to me. But it was just like what made it interesting to me is like the thing that I noticed is like when social media tries to make a big thing about it is when stuff bothers me. Cause it's just like you're trying to do this to try to throw us off of some shit. Cause my feed was full of Jim Carrey, and I seen one video, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I skipped every other thing, and then it was just like, Jim Carrey here at this award." It was like different reporting, like verified things, trying to show me Jim Carrey, and I'm just like,
Oh, I must not have gotten this.
I got
Was this again? Was this Saturday? Because I surely was not on my Saturday.
yeah, the same time as the bombings.
Yeah, I was paying attention to the bombing, bro.
Me too.
I
Yeah, I was in DC, or at least on my way up to DC when I heard about what happened with that bastard deciding he's going to sacrifice more of us. And then while I was there, like I was already there for a veterans protest. That's where that video, that 3-minute video, because y'all know I don't like doing long videos. Yeah. So I'm just like, what the? It's a lot that's been happening, and I'm just like in catch-up mode.
Same.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Stupid
My,
house.
one of my little cousins was basically planning on going into the military after she gets out of high school. She's in 11th grade right now. And
Oh no,
so
absolutely not.
we're
Yeah,
actively trying to discourage her because it's like going out.
why would you do that? I would start off with like, now why?
Okay, Cruz, I have a question.
Why?
what's up?
No, actually, that's actually a line of questioning. If you question somebody 5 times on the base of their decision, they will probably turn against it.
Her reasoning is
I'll keep that in mind.
it's something solid. I'll just leave it at that. But still, it's not solid enough for her to put her life at risk the way that she's going to if she does go through with that decision.
Right.
And so, yeah, I rather her with the debt in an out of state college thing.
Yeah, if she just joined Air Force.
Ask her why,
Air Force.
and then when she answers, ask her why again, and keep
We've
going.
done that, Bobby.
That shit, like, there's no benefit right now. And this is
The thing is that you can't say that there's no benefit because the thing is the thing about the military is that even in a time of war, you can end up not going to war.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If you're going into one of those into an infantry position, yeah, you're gonna get sent somewhere.
And that's
But-
the problem. I know her, and I know her situation. She's one of them kids who could get talked into going towards whatever bonus they throw her way. And so,
yo, tell her she could be a chef, bro.
a chef could
Keep
definitely.
her ass, keep her ass in the kitchen or something like that. Stay somewhere it's not like, yo, go do IT.
But yeah, we just try and get her to go.
None of those are gonna help.
Go to an out of state college or something.
Go
She could do IT. She could do IT.
if
she
she's
could
gonna
do,
join Air Force.
mechanics.
She could also do that in the military.
We were trying to get her to go through the dang Space Force through like
Oh, damn.
ran.
You could do that. Like, she don't have nothing to do with the battlefield.
She was like, that seems boring. I'm like, boring keeps you alive.
Boring?
Boring. Look, put it like this. This is what you gotta tell Busy when she tells you that. Boring is gonna get paid the same amount as the person getting shot at.
Yeah.
Exactly. You gonna make more money. You gonna stay alive. Like, what you talking about?
Sound better.
Rich and alive? That sounds like a damn dream.
You want excitement and action so damn bad. Hello? You can go to Europe. Take your ass to college in Europe. Take your ass to college in
That's what I tell people. It's just like at the end of the day, everybody bleeds the same. And at the end of the day, your rank, you're gonna get paid the same amount as somebody else doing another job at the same fucking rank.
Exactly.
I got paid just as much as an infantryman did when I was at their rank. I didn't have to get shot at all the time. I didn't have to do all the training all the time. I didn't have to be out in the field the whole fucking time. I got paid the same.
Going into an HBCU that's out of state. Like, look at her. The Greek life here is very interesting.
Casually manipulate her into going to college.
I'd rather go through phasing than battle, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Uh, question. I got busy. Question I have for you then is why does she want to join the military?
I don't. Well,
That's what you need to find out.
her home situation is real bad right now.
That's why. Yeah, you're not changing her mind.
She's looking at it as an escape.
You're not changing her mind.
Yeah, we can help her with shit. She doesn't have to.
That's what I'm trying to do. Like, we can help you escape, but just don't escape in that direction.
That's the thing. One of those,
Disney, bro.
the military, and especially if a recruiter gets in her ear, that is one of the hard choices to make because the recruiting will
I'm gonna tell you something.
will get you out of there. It's
I'm
like,
gonna tell you something. A recruiter came up to me and was like, "Hey, buddy, you know, in the military you can get a lot of benefits, but you're gonna have to get rid of the hair." And I was like, "Fuck you." It's like, John, crazy.
She been in ROTC throughout her whole high school.
that's what it was.
Damn.
She's already been institutionalized before even being in.
Yeah, she's basically been conditioned into thinking that's her only option.
But that's how they get people.
See, in high school, and that's how I ended up joining the army.
That's how it is. That's how it is for a lot of people. But the thing is if it's a way to get away from her home and stuff like that, that tends to be the route for a lot of people because it does get them out their home. It's just like you're gonna get a paycheck, you're gonna have your own place, you'll be able to get your own car, you'll be away from home. You won't be that. That is very enticing to somebody. And then when you tell them, "Hey, I'm gonna sign you up, and I'm gonna give you a $45,000 bonus," and your ass has never had money, that is very fucking enticing.
Some music. Mariah Carey made a song about fucking Christmas. Made a song about Christmas. You don't gotta fucking go.
That's how easy that it's easy, especially. But that's the thing. That's why they go. That's why they go into that process. That is basically that's why they go on for underprivileged kids or kids that have that problem because of the fact that, like I said, we had this conversation I think a bit ago, or it was somewhere else, that I was just like, hey, if you've never had a bank account and somebody comes and tells you, hey, I'm gonna give you 45,000 for 6 years,
Mm-hmm. It's that easy.
and you've never had zeros in your bank account,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, not looking at, because you're a 17, 16-year-old kid, the fact that
Yeah.
this ain't sending his shot over there. Barron is at Harvard. Not
Mhm.
Harvard yet. What's going
NYU.
NYU.
What's up, Todd?
Living his best life.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But that's how they get a lot of people.
Military gonna have to start offering Xbox,
Chris got
PlayStations, and shit.
barred from serving because he also had, guess what?
What?
Bone spurs.
Uh,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Not an advisor,
Give
not
him this one.
signed up for the military, but your
Or
kids don't
Tiffany.
need to pass away.
And that's why in those cases it's tough because a lot of kids is just like that's the way out the hood also sometimes.
Yep.
That's the
Grown ass, rich ass.
Don't they call Trump Lieutenant Bone Spurs?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And with her, it's not even necessarily the hood. It's just her home situation because of her parent. Not a good situation. So she's just looking for an escape.
trust me, I understand. The thing is are her grades good enough to get scholarships?
Not good enough to get scholarships, but good enough for her to get into the college, yeah.
So then, busy. What you might have to do is that you might have to take her on campus tours.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. We got an HBCU.
That-
Well, you know there's an HBCU that's not too far from here. I want to try to get her to go by Langston, and maybe during like the classic season or something like that, and get her interested that way.
That's what you have to
There
do.
should be some other scholarships that don't necessarily require your grade to be that high, but enough to
Yeah,
where
she
if you got some other shit going on,
Get
Yeah.
scholarships that way.
Grants pro. There's a ton of programs and stuff like that.
Too, for
There shouldn't be scholarships. Scholarships should be free.
there's
True.
scholarships
Right.
for anything and everything.
You just have to. That's the thing. You have to. That's right. There's a bunch of stuff so that she doesn't have to go that way.
The reason that college is not free for everybody. It's why we got so many fucking stupid people running around the earth.
No, it's also a reason why you keep the military going. Because the thing is people can't afford to go to school. So the other route is, hey, I'll be able to pay for your school. All you got to do is serve the country for a couple of years.
All you gotta do is sign your life away. Like,
Be willing to lose a limb.
But I would also look into a trade, especially because
That's
40
she doesn't want to do that.
but the thing is that 40 to 60% of the trades, regardless of what it is, they're all retiring because they're that older generation.
Yeah.
And not just that, a lot of the companies are willing to pay for school and pay for them while they're still in
Yeah.
school. That's the thing, especially
with my nieces and nephews, I'm encouraging them towards trades because they have no interest in going to 4-year college right now.
and that's the
16 year
easiest
old
way.
family is not interested in the trade route at all.
And especially if it's something like trade specific, like electrical or even welding. Welding you can get into anywhere and everywhere. Even if she ends up with a small hobby of becoming a silversmith, start becoming a whole entire business or art or whatever, they'll have something to fall on because it's welding. You're welding everything.
What you have to try to show it, Busy, is find people that have these trades or something and show how successful they can be.
That's true. I can.
That-
Even though I don't like somebody for her.
That's gonna be your best way, because the thing is if she sees it as she needs an escape, she's trying to find a way that she knows she'll make money and be away. If you can show her that she could do that without the military, there's a better chance of her not joining the military.
Maybe 70% of our family made their, they got their footing from going into the military. So that's what she sees as the route.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See,
I
and
could probably find somebody.
listening because they might make this into a fucking law that we can suppress recruitment.
It's not even suppressed recruitment. Is the thing is just that once you've been in the military, you know that a lot of people that join the military are people that are in lower communities. Those are the people that they always go to. Those are the people that they always have to have a recruiting thing, because the thing is they want those people because they know it's easier for a person to join that doesn't have the resources. And you can tell them that they're going to get the resources, they're going to join. You don't.
rich will never send
A rich person don't need to join if they have the money to pay for college.
True.
But they should still be recruited regardless.
No, they'll still be recruited, but they don't get recruited as heavily because the parent could just be like, "Nah, you don't need the you don't need to worry about getting a GI Bill. I'm paying for your stuff."
Wasn't there a list that was leaked? Oh, go ahead, Southwest.
No, and I was gonna say not just that, but the parents also have connections to a huge network. They can say, you know what, I got you a job already. Don't even worry about it.
That is also true. And wasn't there a list that was already leaked of specific universities that they don't want them actually trying to go?
Yale, Brown, Harvard, all the woke schools. You have them. You have them. Every now and then you do have them. Those I served. It's not. Yeah, it's very few. But you have some that is just like, hey, I ain't have nothing else to do, and I wanted to serve the country because I thought it'd be cool.
That's one thing I don't have any like.
Man, I would punch somebody that said that shit to me, bro.
But I do like the fact that that at least the Brits make their people serve in the military.
Yeah.
Harry and William had to be over there in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think this has a possibility of turning into Desert Storm? I know it's like super alert generated from what I'm asking, but do you think it's a potential?
This would be worse.
I thought so.
It could definitely get way worse than what Desert Storm was.
I think this could end up being World War III. That's. But this is my thinking. The issue here being that you have Iran, which is part of the oil countries. You've already had Venezuela been fucked with.
Right.
Now you're fucking with Iran, another one of those countries. These people ain't gonna stop.
Yep.
So either China or Russia might get involved. But then the fact is like, look, now you have the Brits getting involved because supposedly one of their bases in Cyprus got hit. So Iran is going to start popping off, which what they're doing is strategic. It's a smart way of doing it. I'm not saying that I agree with it. It's just a smart way of them attacking because they are attacking anything that would be able to be used as a post for the United States to then do more stuff to them. The problem is that you are now causing an issue with the whole Middle East.
Yeah.
And the whole Middle East in turmoil is a lot of oil, a lot of money out there, and there's a lot of shit over there. We don't have to worry about it because we over the sea. But everybody else over there, that means Europe might get involved. Because if that starts affecting their bottom line,
Have an option.
Probably not.
the thing is that you don't know how shit is done by these people. These people could send a missile anywhere and be like, oh, Iran did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. Like this has the potential, and I'm almost thinking of it as the third is getting to be really, really horrible.
And especially with everything that's also going on in Mexico, so the U.S. can actually be potentially also.
The US is stretching themselves too thin, and that's what they don't understand.
Yeah.
We have military capabilities, but we can't be everywhere all at once. And that's the thing. We cannot fight every single fucking war from every single front. We don't have the people for it. We don't have the willingness of people to do it.
And I used to remember what happened. And it's been so this shit.
I talk right over you.
No, you good. But yeah, I just remember when I used to have panic attacks over this shit. And mind you, this was even after having a deployment because I was deployed for Operation New Dawn
Mm-hmm.
and came back. And somebody still died over there. So yeah.
Now, where was that at the Vegas?
That was mainly just all up and down Iraq, where the main goal was just to help get all the bases closed down and then just get us the hell up out of there. This was like in Obama's first term.
Whitney, we don't have the people. The people that we detaining are not people that are gonna willingly go fight. The only way you're gonna offer them is if you offer them the fact that they can get their citizenship, and even then, most of those people ain't gonna do it.
Well, we already do that.
The military. Why would they trust us? Why would they trust us?
Sid, how did China get involved? I haven't heard of China being involved.
The possibility of using prisoners.
Yeah.
But,
I don't see that
yeah,
happening.
and so, you also have to think about the domestic implications because if y'all probably are old enough to remember how things were during the Iraq and Afghanistan war, how we had domestic issues going on also. And when they got a symbolic leader like Khomeini, there's going to be people who decide to do things, and so we won't be untouched.
Yeah.
Yeah, people do get desperate, but yeah. Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. That's the whole way how this started. Cause a school in Iran got hit.
Yep.
Yep. I think what was it? 60 casualties.
It was 100
Exactly, and I
casualties.
that's it. At that point, it's not political anymore. Like,
I was just like, but that's the reason why I think they did that was to instigate them into retaliating. The problem that the US did not think of was the way Iran retaliated. They just figured, oh, they're just gonna attack Israel. We can protect Israel. They didn't factor in the fact that Iran said, fuck it. We know where y'all are stationed at over here. We're gonna send missiles at these places because these are the places that y'all use. So we know you're not gonna be able to just readily get to fighting if we destroy the shit that we know y'all use.
Yeah, you have these people keep on saying, "Oh, well, they don't have the capabilities to hit the U.S. directly."
They don't. They're not trying to hit the United States from over there. They can hit the United States over there.
Yeah.
I wonder what we're doing with our sailors on the Gerald R. Ford, bro.
Same as everything, bro.
Going overboard, bro. That's crazy.
It's the same thing. All those ships are still gonna be out there, but the thing is those ships are surrounded by more ships that can protect the ships.
Can they boo there?
Yeah, that shit. They saying that that'll get fixed, Soggy. That's not
That's crazy, bro. Like you gotta park the ship next to the other ships. You can take a shit. That's crazy.
That's what they say. That'll be fixed. That was something that just came out to like tell people, but that should be fixed quickly. That's not something that's gonna last long. Fucked up. But all those ships there, they have those. They have like those sea rams. If you know what a sea ram is, it's dumb shit is fucking. It looks like a fucking tube. All you hear is the brrrr. That's all you hear. Because that shit shoots like, I think it's like 600 rounds per minute or more. It destroys anything that's flying. Any missile or anything in the air, that shit tracks it and shoots it down.
It's called the C-Ram?
Sea ram.
Yeah, the C-Ram.
600 rounds per minute.
Per minute.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
All you hear is the
So crazy.
brrrr.
It's
That's
so
all
crazy.
you hear.
And that's all you hear, dude. And on top of that, when you look at it, it literally looks like a lot like a Star Wars
Yeah.
blaster. Like it's like the bullets are so hot and they're traveling so far. All you see is the stele of the bullet traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And since there's like 600, it literally looks like a jet, like a fucking laser.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Those things, and those are on every damn ship, basically. So those are there just to make sure that nothing touches those aircraft carriers. So I'm not concerned with that. But the thing is those are not readily available on these bases. They have that Patriot missile defense thing. The Patriot missile does suffice for certain things. That's basically how they have that Iron Dome is the Patriot missile system. That's what the Iron Dome is. The thing is it's meant to stop regular missiles, not hypersonic missiles. And that's what Iran has, but then also from the videos that they've been showing, they have like cluster ballistic missiles, basically. So it's basically missiles that they have the main one, but then it opens up and spits out even more munitions as it goes. So basically one of those Patriot missiles can take out the main thing, but then it splits up into so many other things that it won't be able to stop it. So
Bro, they got all that money and they can't update this shit, bro. That's crazy.
now the thing is Israel uses American made shit. All the American made shit, but the thing is like there's no such thing, there's no weapon in any creation that just can't be stopped.
Probably.
There's always some way to stop some weapon or some way to go around some weapon. Because that's what they did with the Iron Dome, and that's how they figured it out. They sent all those old ass drones when they attacked Israel. They sent all those old drones to see what the Iron Dome would do. And then they saw, well,
Basically, a test.
mm-hmm, that's what it was. That was a strategic attack to see what they're capable of.
People don't talk about the hypersonic capabilities that Iran has. So
Iran is not fucking Iraq.
No. I think people hear the narrative that they have this outdated stuff and they're just like, okay, we're secure.
I mean, they do have outdated stuff, but they also are packing with some newer shit. Like I told you, they have the hypersonic missiles.
But that's what I'm.
Pretty hard to
But they
dodge.
also deal with Russia and China because that's one of their allies. So it's not like they're gonna stay behind on everything. They're not. They're not as advanced as the American stuff. That's for sure.
But do they even need to be is the question.
No, you don't have to
Telling
be.
people earlier, I was telling people earlier, if y'all need gas, shit now.
Because the biggest question is American stuff as advanced as Chinese and Russian stuff? And the answer is no.
They have.
What does it even matter? Because what are we going to do? Just annihilate each other? Do something?
But that's the thing is busy. That's the thing is that they don't care.
Yeah.
That's the scary part about it. They don't care. Because the thing is they either have their bunkers or they have their places where they can survive this stuff. I was just like, Trump and them ain't concerned because if they need to, they could be in the White House, and that White House is protected to take any of those hits. I was like, they
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Is the Eastern the one with the bunker?
they just
I think my concern with China is I don't know about Russia's capabilities, so I just speak on China, is the biological stuff, like how much they could do without even needing to send an actual traditional missile or whatever in the world.
look. If it's biological and chemical shit,
Yeah,
we don't want that.
yeah.
We don't want that
And
life.
we proved that we were literally against our own interest during COVID. So it's like, okay.
We-
Did you say that the East Wing is being rebuilt?
Yeah, that's what he demolished.
Yeah, but they're rebuilding
Yeah, they're rebuilding the bunker at the bottom.
The ballroom is the top part.
Which is still bomb.
That's why they fired the original artist or the original designer of the ballroom and ended up hiring the bunker rebuilding, the same one who redid the Pentagon back in when it went with the airplane. He's the one who did that part of the Pentagon and reinforced it. So he's the new architect in redoing the bunker because there's already a bunker down underneath. They just needed an easier access to get to the bunker. Hence,
But then
destroying
also
the
to
wall.
reinforce the top part of it.
Mm.
It's to reinforce the structure above it to hold some of that blast before it gets even lower.
We sit here talking about the East Wing being rebuilt and bunkers and things, and I'm over here casually eating a brownie.
Look, I'm casually eating some turkey, some mashed potatoes, and some string beans right now. So
Y'all making me hungry now.
What we doing today?
She's good as fuck, bro.
oh my god, I want some so bad.
That's I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But
Yep, that's all
with
we can really
with more countries being added into it, more stuff happening, then more people are gonna keep joining, and it's just like What's up, James?
House right now. For 25,000. We want to go through that shit with Iran, bro. Like,
with the Iran situation when it happened with Kamala anyway, and I'm like, no.
I don't even know anymore.
Guitar Hero.
You know what that means?
What does that mean?
Bullshit.
Wait. Explain the Guitar Hero pipeline, please.
Guitar Hero is already creating another game. The last time Guitar Hero was made was when 2008 recession happened.
Oh, great.
Oh, fuck.
Well, thank you.
Because people are speculating that Guitar Hero and they're like, oh, well, we're for another recession.
Oh, shit, bro.
The thing is that whenever there's war, it's certain industries that survive being in war. It's certain industries that basically maximize the amount to it. If it's through the military industrial complex, they maximize it because they're making more money because they need to make more stuff. The other ones tend to take a hit to it, but then the thing is just like
Call of Duty finna make a buck after this shit, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. The situation is just like I don't know what to expect or what to see because the thing is with Iran doing what it did, it was just like, and the thing is that the U.S. has been playing dirty. You can't expect countries to actually play by the rules anymore.
UN did declare Trump as criminal war now. We'll see how far that goes.
fuck am I talking about? But no, we had a fucking year. I told people this shit just. You know,
Cause
I'm
they
good.
just
I'm
start.
good. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm trying.
I was right to see what the conservatives on Reddit were talking about, and their whole entire focus is on community being gone. And I'm like, what do y'all really think that was going to change?
Exactly. They all think that just because the supreme leader is gone, bro, they don't have an entire other
They
setup.
They had a replacement plan already. You were
Like the only place on earth that doesn't have a replacement plan for a leader being 100,000 years old is America, because clearly we still have the senators that were alive when Jesus came out of the tomb. Like Jesus Christ.
So it was
Remember
like,
a lot
why
with
you coming
Egypt?
to Nancy Pelosi those times? That is not nice.
Uh,
When Moses escaped from Egypt.
When he parted the Red Sea, bro, you saw the sea part.
No.
Like, bro, I swear to God, Mitch McConnell must have been there like, whoa, that's great.
Isn't Mitch McConnell in a fucking wheelchair now? Mi-
Or something, bro.
Thank you, Gina, for the quote. They were just like Mitch McConnell got so tired of falling every time they asked him a question that he just decided to sit in a wheelchair now. What was not a kind way? That man got so tired because every single time that man got asked the question, it was just like, "Oh shit, I fell."
He started beefing with the ground, bro. He's trying to get with he's trying to fight the ground.
Well, it's not our fault that he keeps having a fucking system shut down every 5 damn minutes. He should have been.
What was people more not nice, baby? Stop.
But it's the truth though. This dude kept on falling every single time. Every single time he had an issue, he fell. Somebody came.
Or he had a blue screen at that moment.
Gosh.
That's funny.
That shit was funny. Now he's just in a wheelchair, and they were asking him questions he didn't even answer. The dude just looked like he was.
He was up there.
Yeah, he's more like Kane than anything. He has Kane vibes.
That dude.
Oh my god, yeah, no, he might be Kane. Didn't Kane get like cursed or some shit?
Yeah.
And so, maybe that's why. Maybe that's what's going on. He's been walking the earth for so long, his body's giving out. When he passes, his mark will like illuminate, he'll rejuvenate before our eyes.
Oh my.
I don't know what that dude is called. I was like, these people, some of these people need to go. And it's just like, Congress ain't doing shit. It was like, this dude is acting, and the Congress hasn't declared war or anything. And it's just like, but y'all just sitting on your asses not doing anything. So what the fuck do I care what y'all got to say anymore? It was like, why exactly do we need Congress? What the fuck do we need Congress for? These motherfuckers don't do anything.
So interesting because when we had Obama, and this was something that I disagree with Obama on, like the stuff he did in Libya and stuff like that. Congress had so much of a problem of him acting without the approval of Congress, but now we don't care. Now it's not all they are in office.
Because it's Trump. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's Trump.
Shit is always the same fucking rhetoric. It's just like it don't change.
Because Mike Johnson is in the files that he's been raping a whole bunch of little boys as well, so that's why he's always so freaking compliant with Trump. But
Yeah, I agree.
That's what it is with anybody in there.
That's why he has that little boy haircut.
half the Republicans are in the files. Remember that boy, Sasha Bartles? He mentioned a few of the people. What was his name? Jim Jordan was one of the people who assaulted him. Lindsey Graham, he mentioned also being there, and also Clarence Thomas. There are a few. The reason why we see so much compliance from the Republicans, remember shortly after.
Any human qualities at all as a human being.
It's not that. Is that's how Donald Trump has them under the thing. Because the thing is right now Donald Trump is the only one that has immunity to the shit.
Yep.
All of them don't. So literally, it's them protecting Trump. Because the thing is, if Trump goes down, you know Trump is not gonna stay quiet. Because he's not going to try to mess up all the shit he has. He's going to try to make it worse for everybody else. And I was like, well, since y'all wanted to not protect me, I'm not protecting any of y'all. So y'all all going to catch this heat too.
Yeah, he is a very nasty and vindictive person.
Yep. Now I'm gonna remind y'all something. Remember when Matt Gaetz was supposed to be
The Attorney General.
and you
Yeah.
saw how much conflict was going on. But remember what Marjorie Taylor Greene threatened the rest of the party to do if they did not stand behind him 100%.
Yep.
Wait, what did she say? What did she say? What did she say? Fresh.
She was going to air everybody's shit out if they didn't stand behind him.
But
Because
sometimes,
they knew what he did.
sometimes I mourn her. Because the thing is that, no, don't get me wrong. I fucking hate the bitch.
Amen.
But she's so unpredictable, and her unpredictability can be useful. That is what Russia calls a useful idiot.
Which one? Do y'all think that Matt Gaetz would have been worse than Bondi? Or would he have been the same level of bad?
Worse than who?
But at least he would have been a little more competent.
Nah.
Matt Gaetz and Bondi.
I don't think Matt Gaetz would have been as. I don't think he would have been as corrupt as Bondi.
It's interesting, right?
Because the thing is the way I see it is Pam Bondi came from that whole tree line that I like to call that they have.
Yeah.
Bondi, Levitt, a lot of these people have known them for a long time, were part of the pageants and stuff like that. Those people were groomed through the process. She happened to be in Florida, happened to be the DA in Florida, all that stuff. That was all part of the process. That's why he picked the people he picked to be close to him like that, are people he knows he can control and would do anything for him, because he probably paid for her way to get all the way to where she did. Matt Gaetz, on a different thing, he didn't go, or maybe he did, I don't know, but I don't think he's from that same pipeline that Donald Trump had. So he came from his own thing. He's still a fucking evil piece of shit, but not like I don't think he has that same loyalty perspective as Bondi has to Trump.
That's interesting.
That's a good way to put
And
it.
it might be true. I don't know.
You mean Pam Bondage?
You know what?
We don't let him cook.
That's the part I see it as, that I don't see it that, because Bondi is the same thing. Because look, Pam Bondi can't answer any questions. She can't say Trump has done anything wrong. She wants to talk about the Dow is over 50,000, all this bullshit. And then look at Caroline Levitt.
Other people getting arrested.
And look at Caroline Levitt. Another one. Same pipeline. Look at how these two just fucking blatantly lie and will protect this man till the end of the world.
Dude, sometimes I feel like Caroline Levitt is a cyborg powered by Grok.
No, it's just a person that you got to remember. If these people are being groomed the whole time to respect and do anything for Donald Trump, they're not going to.
Have you seen the who makes fun of Caroline Levitt?
The one with all the crosses?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sandra, I love her so.
Yeah, I seen that.
Wait, Caroline Levitt started copying Lisa.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
That's kind of sick.
That shit was funny when she come out with all them crosses, though. I was like, Bondi knew Trump since she was 13. Bondi knew him since 13. Levitt knew him from 13. All these people were in the pageants. They were in the pageants. They went through the process. They could have been groomed through that whole process. The same thing with Erica Kirk. And where did you put them? You put them in positions where now you have control over them, where it's not control you need. Because look at how Caroline Levitt looks at Trump. Have you seen the way she like Google eyes over this dude? It's like their father.
This last administration, he was picking people that other folks pick for him. Now he pick people who he knew were obligated to be loyalists.
Or people that were just loyal to him regardless.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, Cheney, of all people, said, "I know my people is shit. Do not vote for this man because he people is shit."
Right.
But that's the thing. It was like you had these people that were there.
It's crazy with North Korea. It was like, yo, this man is evil as shit.
I've been wanting to crash out so damn much. I probably should.
Yeah, no, man, fuck it.
But that's the thing. Because look at the cabinet. The cabinet people is just people that are benefiting from something that they're doing, and those positions. But then the positions that have a lot of power are the attorney general has some of the most fucking power in the whole country. Caroline Levitt is the spokesperson for the country, basically. She's the spokesperson for the country.
She was bad. Look where we are now.
Right?
It's like you.
I still can't get over the fact that Casino bought 9 planes without engines.
What?
Like, yeah, no, without engines, bro. How the planes gonna fly?
They didn't say they were the brightest, Sagi. They didn't say they were the brightest.
Billions of dollars.
Those are just people that he knew would follow him to anything, and that's the thing. I was just like, I wouldn't be surprised if Noam is somewhere in that tree line also.
Bro, she bought them planes like a car head buys like a beat up BMW to build it himself. Give me 9 Boeings. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna put some Brembo brakes on it and then watch.
Well, don't forget that no one was probably also accepted because of all the lies that she spewed on her tribes, on her state tribes.
But that's the thing. It's people. That's the thing. Because the thing is it's easier to manipulate people that you know you can get in trouble.
Yep.
Because I was like, these are people that already have their history, but the thing is their history is probably a lot worse than what we know of. We just know of what. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like look at the whole thing with Erica Kirk, with the whole thing in Romania. That was just like, and then that's the person you decided to fucking pick, and then you had Charlie Kirk. It was like that was a whole planned thing. I don't know about the assassination, but the fact that you wanted to put her into the limelight is the same way you wanted to put Charlie, but you needed a martyr to try to rally people. But the thing is that they forget that people have a short attention span. So most people don't like nobody's talking about Charlie Kirk anymore.
Did you see that they gave him a national, not a national day, a state holiday here in Kansas?
Yeah, bro. Charlie Kirk is so crazy. You know what you should do just to piss these people off? On Charlie Kirk Day, wake up mad early, grab up like the loudest speaker you got. If it's your car, do it. Right? You don't play We Are Charlie Kirk at 5 a.m. Wake up the whole neighborhood.
Nah, I'm gonna play some Bad Bunny on that day.
Nah, bro, no, you gotta wake
Straight Spanish music at full blast.
No, bro.
I'm gonna find the most. I am going to play the most Hispanic song possible.
No, Cruz, trust me. You gotta play We Are Charlie Kirk.
I ain't putting that in my speakers. You crazy, Soggy.
Listen,
Yeah, I
the
can
objective,
play on my phone.
the objective is you gotta make them hate them.
No,
Hate
no, I'm not playing that
they'll
shit.
push for change.
I'm not playing that shit.
That's a
Terrible taste of music.
That is a psyop I will not take part in.
Yeah.
They don't need to play any. I don't need to play none of that crap.
Play the
What was
most
that?
scathing and
What's up, Vin? Good morning,
song
Vin.
in Spanish ever that's just gonna straight up cuss them all out because
I'm
they
a-
don't know Spanish anyway. They
I'm gonna play. You know what? I'm gonna play Elvis Crespo's Suavemente, because I know they know that one.
If you're looking for disrespectful, look for Se Vale Todo by Calle 13.
What is that about, Sasha?
No, but the thing is Soggy, they need to know the song. The thing is that they need to know it. I want to play something that they will recognize as a Spanish song, and then be like, I hate this, and then blast it.
I was gonna recommend you play something by Snow the Product. Cause you know, yes.
And I'm tired of Kansas, Busy. That's all I gotta say. I'm tired of Kansas. I'm tired of Kansas.
Play Maná, bro.
Mana's also been very outspoken.
Tired of this damn
Play
state.
some Maná, bro. They'd be so mad. They'd be like, what's the Maná song?
I've seen them in concert. It's so
They'd be
fucking
like,
This state is so fucking stupid.
Damn.
Honey, what's up, that kid?
So fuck Oklahoma and fuck Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas definitely. I think it was October 14th or something that they chose as Charlie Kirk Day.
Oh fuck them.
The free speech day. Free speech day because of Charlie Kirk. Like, we don't have free speech every other fucking day. What I see happening is on free speech day is people getting punched in their mouth because they thought their free speech was without repercussions. That's what I see October 14th being. The day a lot of white people get punched in their mouth for saying shit that they don't have.
Interesting.
I need y'all to look at
I have
the
questions.
chat.
What's going on when I saw the... What do you mean, Vin? Which one? There's been a lot of explosions going on over there. Oh,
Yes.
Vegas, what are you doing over there?
Yo, guys, just what I said in the chat.
hold on, let me see something. Can I change? How do I change this shit?
It's up our own room.
No, I say, guess who Kirk on Charlie Kirk Day?
I ain't see it. I think it got blocked.
Oh no.
No, we ain't see it. But no, I had nothing to do with whatever the fire department is rolling around for this time.
Oh no, they're shooting down. They're shooting at ports, Vin, because it's a logistical thing. When you go to war, you do strategical stuff. When it comes to war, you have to find a way to deteriorate people's airspace. You destroy people's airspace. You destroy way of shipping, and you destroy the economic capabilities. If you do that to a port where they know most people, that's where they get their fuel, they get their supplies from, you are dismantling a viable way of them to resource themselves, basically. Because through air is going to be one thing where you can fly through. Through boat is one thing because most of the time these containers never get checked. But if you take out a port, that means that ship cannot unload. Meaning if the ship can't unload, the ship stays out in the middle of the sea and has no way of unloading what it has to give. So if that means ammunition, ammo, munitions, that shit stays out at sea. So now it can't get to the people that need to use it. When it's anything like that, yeah, it's the same thing. The tactics just changes the way they do it. Before civil is affected, the civilian world is gonna be affected by it regardless, Vin. That's gonna happen regardless. Because when you destroy ports are used by everybody.
You can't order from Tebow no more.
Ports are used by everybody. It's used by every single entity, whether it's military, civilian, commercial, privatized. Everybody uses those ports because if it's one of those big container ships, only those ports have the capabilities of unloading that ship. So if it's food, medicine, anything like that, when you think we would feel it?
At some point we're gonna be like, it's gonna be.
Look, did you see the AI summary?
What's the AI summary say?
Debating how to play a song as a prank on Charlie Kirk Day. Suggest an ideal track.
Jesus Christ.
And as far as like when we see impacts and stuff like that, it depends on how rapidly this stuff is spent too and the extent of it. So it's like we don't know.
There's only one way to
Okay, AI summary.
How you know what I just went and did? I reported myself for hate speech.
You would do stuff like that, Cruz.
Ah! You can't make this shit up. I had to. I had to. Because you know somebody was about to do it to me. You know somebody was going to do it to me. Things in grocery went up $3 in Ontario.
You wouldn't even know you could report yourself.
I reported the AI summary. I reported the AI summary as hate speech.
So I think you're good for that.
Grocery, that's the thing, Vin. The problem with this right now is that the problem with the situation right now is that corporations will use any excuse to raise prices. Corporations are gonna use any excuse. What's up, DJ? They're gonna use any excuse possible to try to raise prices. The only thing right now that we know can be seriously affected is oil prices because they shut down the Strait. What is the Strait of Hormuz or Hormuz? That being shut down, that will have an impact on oil. The mouth of what? But that's where it's gonna go. That's what it's gonna affect. So oil prices will go up because you got to remember, you fucked with Venezuela. You're fucking with Iran, which is another one of those oil producing countries.
Yeah.
And then if they're fucking around with the ports of these other countries, because supposedly I believe they hit in the United Emirates, they hit one of the refineries there.
Oh, I know them people tipped off. That literally is their only industry except for travel.
So oil and gas prices is probably going to be what's going to be affected the most. But then after that, it's going to be people that make, because you got to remember, a lot of stuff comes from overseas over here. Depending on where it's packaged at and depending on where it gets shipped from is also a vital thing. Because the thing is the ship. But that's the thing, is just like it's the stuff can be made wherever, but it depends on where it gets loaded onto in a port.
But also, it's not. But also, gas may be affected, but because it's oil, a lot of plastic will be affected, which is packaging. Packaging is going to get affected.
And then also you got to remember the byproducts of that oil being made.
Plastics, yeah.
So you have plastics, but any byproducts that's used, all that waste and stuff that's there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Southwest.
Vitals, you're my bad, Vital. You got port detail overseas. Hold on, Vital. What port you gonna be at? Damn, bro, they sending you over there now. Fuck. You going to Poland now? Fuck.
Bruce, could you imagine you open up your Amazon, first thing you see is your package is lost.
No, it's not. That's not gonna that one. But the thing is, that's why I say the thing is that most people got to realize a lot of the stuff, even though it says made in Vietnam, doesn't mean that you're getting a ship from Vietnam.
Right.
Because it could mean that it's being shipped to another port, a larger port that has a bunch more containers, and then from there it's being shipped over here. So if ports over there are being destroyed, that's going to affect global trade because whatever goes through those ports is no longer going to have that same ability to go through. With that strait being closed down, they basically said that it's, I think, 20% of oil that runs through there. They didn't say what else runs through there. They just know the biggest thing is oil. Everything else that comes from there is still going to be blocked off and can't move.
And that's literally a way for a business to artificially raise the price on anything because everything is impacted by the oil.
Because you know what? Those tariffs are illegal. But a war isn't.
Right?
I mean, if you declare it like without Congress, it is.
If a war. That's what I'm saying. It's basically the same thing. It was just like,
You use a country like say they Israel to fight a proxy war for you.
The way that Trump acts, it reminds me of Michael from The Office.
I never watched The Office like that.
I've never watched The Office.
It's so funny. You guys got past like the first few episodes, and then it's funny. It's funny as shit.
I've heard
That's
it's
what I was
funny,
just
and
like-
I've watched some of the
There's a part where Michael Scott pretty much is indebted, so he wants to do bankruptcy, and they're talking about bankruptcy, and he's like, I declare bankruptcy. And the gay dude's like, no, that's not how it works. You can't just declare something. Pretty much what's going on right now with the war.
I'm just saying, it's gonna.
He's circumventing Congress by going through Israel.
Exactly.
But yeah, it is what it is.
It's the same thing that happened in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Just that this time around, there's actually our people doing the shit. So you're writing orders as we speak? Oh, damn. Was it? No.
What is DJ? What does DJ do?
I'm cleaning over here. I gotta clean this house. Trying to redo some shit, but this whole war may put a pause on all this shit. I'm fixing shit. I'm gonna spend my money on more guns. That's what I'm gonna spend my money on. Fuck fixing the house. This shit.
Should be off. Man, I wish I had a state that was as free as yours.
Bro, what you mean it's free as ours? Transgenders can't go into certain bathrooms.
Whoa. I'm trying to stay.
Because clearly that should have been the better option.
What's the state where you don't require like licensing for weapons?
Arizona.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nigga.
Just roll
But here's the thing.
You don't need one here in Kansas either.
Yeah.
You don't need a concealed carry weapon here in Kansas.
You can so
But if you transgender, your fucking license got fucking revoked. So
because here in Puerto Rico, if you have a cannabis license, you cannot have a weapons license.
what?
Yeah.
No, my reaction exactly because doesn't that directly go against the Second Amendment?
Well, I can see that before, but I don't necessarily.
It doesn't go against it. Cause you can still own it, just don't smoke weed. See what I'm saying? But that don't mean you can't drink and go get one.
Yeah, but that's
Now, as far as transgender people having identification, that literally impacts no one.
I genuinely believe that there is much more of a danger factor of a person with alcohol having a weapon than a person with weed having a weapon. I person with alcohol is irritable and
Oh no, 10 times more. 10
yeah,
times more.
100 times. So why can you have alcohol and have a weapon? But I, as a
Because the
person,
alcohol industry can't go out of business, Soggy.
Yep, and the alcohol
I hate
business
big
is the
alcohol
reason
so
why.
much. I hate big alcohol so much.
Because a lot of these people have these old ass industries that came from these old ass red states that have, you know, the whiskey, like, you know, Tennessee and all these places. They don't want people to smoke weed because then they know they're not buying alcohol. And then if you're not buying alcohol, that means people ain't getting DUIs. And if you ain't getting DUIs, that means it ain't free money for the fucking court system.
Watching the GOP thing here in Kansas, and they were asked about legalizing marijuana, whatever, right? Because Kansas is back in 1920, and so each of those candidates was like, it's going to make all of the children unproductive, and everybody's going to become a criminal and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, this sounds like
It's the same. Right, exactly.
My thing is it's gonna become people. The crazy thing to me when they say that is just like, oh, people are gonna become criminals and shit. They already are without the weed. So what's the difference?
emotion.
What are you trying to tell me? It was just like there's more people that commit more crimes. There's more people that commit more crimes with alcohol, and alcohol's been around the whole time.
Shit, I don't remember.
Peop-
Was a raging alcoholic.
Like they literally tried to paint Colorado as being like some
Hippie town?
because of legalized marijuana.
Yeah,
Like nobody there is listening.
that's true, DJ. You're too young for weed, but old enough to be a mother.
Yeah, they made so much money on the weed industry and they're able to support the school, police, the roads with that money though, right?
Colorado is doing a whole lot better than the state of Kansas.
We need another 15 years, y'all. Another
Same thing with New
15 years.
Mexico.
Yeah, but we need another 15 years so all these boomers can die. That's it.
Civil rights movement.
Nah, bro, we just need another 15 years to have all these boomers die. That's it.
Or they just need some actual Democrats here in the state of Kansas who are bold enough to say,
No, busy. We need the boomers to die.
We need the boomers to
okay,
We need the boomers to die.
I actually just need the people to pass away.
We need 15 years, let all these people pass away, and we can make progress.
I'm giving them one way in every single way that I could possibly try and do so.
Because these same boomers were the same ones that was around with the Civil Rights Act. The same boomers.
Literally created
You know,
And the 10X too.
my dad is a boomer. He's older. I think, yeah, he just turned 73. Right? He will literally say the same thing that you said.
Tell them to run for Congress.
This is what it is.
There's
I
it.
don't say things like that because I am not his son.
I will. You know I will. Because that's what it is. Give it 15 years. All these boomers pass away. You're gonna have all this dumbass. You think Mitch McConnell gonna last another 15? Pelosi, Schumer, hell no. They'd be gone by then. So we ain't gonna have to worry about them doing some dumb shit.
Well, hold on now. Pelosi is going to be here in another 15 years.
No, she not.
Well, don't forget that boomers age doesn't end because the last year the boomers were 64. And that's my friend. They just turned 60.
They need to go.
My parents, like, don't get me wrong, I love my dad and I love my parents, but bro, your generation is out of control. If you want to talk about even a sit here, and talk
But
about
but
my generation,
I see, but I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about what boomers I'm talking about.
my dad's like 60 something. My dad's like 60.
Hunger Games, DJ. You know they ain't gonna survive that shit. Mitch McConnell got to be walked around in a wheelchair. What Hunger Games he gonna be a part of? I was like, that shit is just like they need to go because a lot of that shit, a lot of the shit that is happening and a lot of shit that is going forward is because of them, what they've created, what they've used, and then why they want to blame it on everybody else being shitty. Because the boomer generation is the generation that says that this generation is too dumb and doesn't like to do much work. Yet the same boomers didn't have to do as much work to get all the shit they got.
Exactly. I always bring that shit up to my friends. Be like, oh, but your generation is so lazy. Blah, 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 blah. Like, bro, I'd be like, bro, you could work one job back in
No, I forget. Soggy. There was a comedian. There was a comedian that made fun of this shit. It was like, I don't know how boomers can complain. Boomers used to be able to work one job, be able to pay for the house, pay for the car, put food on the table, be able to pay for their second family that they were cheating on their wives with, support them, and then still have enough left over to build some other shit.
Like, you don't understand.
There's not as much money.
It's crazy. You know, this is the thing. There is more money now. It's just a different percentage of
Well,
people.
not as much money for us.
There's more money now.
There is more money now,
As much
but
as
it's
it was back then.
yeah, because it's being because
The
of
wealth is being hoarded.
No, it's inflation.
But also the wealth is being hoarded by
Yeah, true.
But it's also the fact that most of the stuff it's not even. I wouldn't say. For me, inflation has always been a made up thing.
It's the value of the dollar that.
Inflation to me has always been a made up thing. It's just a way for corporations to say, oh, we need to keep up with the shit. And it's just like, no, it's a way to keep up with the fact that y'all catching up and we can't let y'all. We need to keep our foot on y'all necks the whole time. So we're gonna make shit a bit more expensive so that way it's not valued much. The dollar is still the same fucking dollar. It hasn't changed. The value of it still hasn't. It changes. Bro, if I give you $1, you gonna take it. You ain't gonna be like, oh, this shit is 95 cents.
And the thing that pisses me off the most is that the boomers saw it happen. They saw it start. They see now how it's going, and they just let it happen.
No, it's not that they let it happen, Soggy. It's that they were enjoying the benefits of it. It's not that they just let it happen. They were enjoying the benefits of it. Imagine going to a dealership and paying $7,000 for a brand new car. You're not going to complain. You're not going to be like, oh, no, I can't do this. Charge me 15.
Politicians and corporations and stuff like that, and they made us fight against each other while they were sitting there hoarding wealth.
But the thing is you got to remember, for the boomers didn't want to say anything or didn't have a problem with it because they already had everything. They already had the car. They had the house. They had the family. College is super cheap. They went and got a college education and they didn't have to worry about getting loans because it wasn't expensive. They were able to take care of all the benefits and all the resources that were afforded to them. And then from there, class warfare started where they tried to make it because the U.S. realized, like, fuck, we got all these people that own homes, own cars. We can't put these people in debt. These people are living good lives and they don't owe us shit. We need to change that. And that's what you call having the playbook. It was just like, look, we fucked up and gave this generation everything they needed. And now we can't force them to work. Because these people already own their homes. They don't got to keep paying. Who's paying a 30-year mortgage on any of those homes? Nobody.
And also don't forget minorities were getting rights.
Yep.
Minorities were allowed to go to schools. minorities were buying houses and cars and having vacations.
Black people were allowed to have money in the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the biggest
And then you got these people who try and say the whole thing about this current president not being racist, but he did sit here and attack the industry that employs the most upper people with black people. But we can leave that conversation alone.
Don't forget what he did in the 80s with his workers, with his hotel workers.
the red line.
Yeah.
That dude has been doing that since forever for money.
He was alive during Jim Crow era before 1964 even had the law.
Yeah.
I was like, all that stuff was in place.
Interesting because you do have some people. What we trying to
He's
that, I never even thought about that. Maybe. That's true.
he's old. He's older and he's been around for a long time. He's been going up and he grew up in that territory where that's what happened. Remember all the black communities that got burnt down and destroyed? That happened too. It was just like once they saw that minorities were able to catch up, they had to change the game. Because the thing is the ability for these minorities to be able to pass down that which I wouldn't say generational wealth, but that generational standing is something that bothered them. Because the thing is all these,
We don't create a generation of that, bro.
but that's the thing is just like look at the generations, because all those generations, look at the farms. The farms have been passed down from generation to generation to generation. It stays in the family. That wasn't allowed for everybody else because people just got those rights later on. Like remember buying houses, like I said, for the African American community. Black people weren't able to get loans till a certain amount of time. So that means they weren't able to purchase homes for that amount of time. So most families, most black families right now, they might have a second generation that is in a home as compared to some of these white families that have like what, 7, 8 generations down the line living in the same house.
Yeah, that's great granny's house.
Mhm.
Freaking county named after them.
That's what it is. It's
You had what was called quote unquote color town, right? Where they had a bunch of businesses. It was the financial hub for black people. And then in the 50s, when Eisenhower started the interstate system, it went straight through that avenue that had most of the black businesses and stuff like that. So the wealth that they had been building
Gone.
literally evaporated into thin air through eminent domain and stuff like that. So yeah,
Look at the Black Wall Street too.
That's what it happened. It's a lot of the stuff. It was just like, but that was the thing. They saw that everybody was catching up. Minorities were catching up and being able to do the same thing that everybody else was. So they changed the game and started inflation. Look at the fact that there was no such thing as credit scores till the 1980s.
And same thing with college tuition. It didn't exist until minorities started going to school.
Imagine these boomers dealing with credit scores right now.
because him and FICO, he hates FICO.
That's what I'm saying. The credit score didn't start till the 1980s. What also started in the 1980s? The war on drugs. What else happened in the 1980s? The cocaine epidemic. All that circled around the same communities. Yep. It's all around the same communities. Why? Because people were catching up. In the 60s and the 70s, people were catching up.
Also happened in the 80s.
What happened Southwest?
I said also in the 80s the stabilization of South America and even Mexico.
Why? Because these people had the resources and they had to try to take them away because they didn't want the competition. That's what it always is with these people. It's always been the competition that they receive from other people because they themselves know they are not worthy of being. They're not worthy of it.
20s and call those countries hellholes and stuff like that in third world countries.
When they created those hellholes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Like my aunt has always said, pushed that into, and she's in Mexico. She's always said, I'd rather be poor or homeless in the U.S. rather than Mexico, but I'd rather be middle class in Mexico than in the U.S.
Makes sense. And that's the whole thing with me with this whole thing with Iran also, because it's like we're talking about how bad Iran is. Like, we did not directly contribute to where it is right now. This is literally factually part of our doing. If you look at the history,
Everything is a part of our doing.
yeah,
Everything.
it is in so many parts.
Everything is a part of our doing. In one way or another, we had an effect to do something. That's it. That's how it's always been. But that it's the thing. Like I said, those boomers making it, was just like, hey, people of color are getting some sort of, they're getting benefits. We don't like that shit, so we got to make it a bit more difficult for them. We got to rig the game to make it so that they have to work harder for it. Because the thing is if they're competing at the same level, these people are working harder than us to proceed. They're working harder to get a better education. They're proving themselves to be worth more. I was like, you see that through all the different things where it's just like either the communities when it came to wars, when they were fighting in different wars, when it came to building, when it came to inventing. A lot of the inventions we have in this country came from black people, but they don't get the recognition. Why? Because they weren't able to get the patents for those things, but a white person could, and then they labeled it as theirs when they didn't create it. There's a bunch of stuff that continues to happen.
And when you bring these things up, it's anti-American, right? You literally, in some classes, can't talk about these things now because they call it an anti-white agenda. It's ridiculous.
It was like, no, it's not an anti-white agenda. It's the truth. That's the same thing I have a problem with when people talk about like anti-Semitism shit, which I know I'll probably get banned for this, but I don't give a shit. The whole thing is just like, if Jewish people that are the what is it, Hasidic Jews, the Orthodox Jews, if they don't agree with the people of Israel doing it, are they anti-Semitic?
No. Now you do have anti-Semitism creep in because some people, the arguments that they make are pretty disgusting. But at the end of the day, saying Israel is wrong for what it's doing is not anti-Semitic.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the excuse that they like to use it as. They like to say, oh, you just don't agree with them, so it's anti-Semitic. I was like, no, if the Orthodox Jews, which are the Jews that believe and read the Torah the whole damn day and do all that stuff, don't agree with what you're doing, you don't call them anti-Semitic. Why? Because that would be considered being anti-Semitic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's lazy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's a lazy, it's a lazy way of them using it. It's the same thing. It's just like they wanna hide behind that because it makes it seem like the person that's talking about it is just against. No, I'm against what you are doing. I'm not against Jewish people. There's a difference. There's a difference between but then that's the thing. So if a person is Christian and Catholic, are they anti-Semitic too?
Can you say that?
If they are Christian or Catholic, are they anti-Semitic too?
No, I'm not. Yeah,
You see what I'm saying though? Do you see what I'm saying though? It's a way to shut down. Yeah, it's a way to shut down the conversation because they don't want to have that. They don't want to have the conversation talking about it, but it's just like it's the ignorance of them using it as a way to just like escape it. But it's just like, no, I don't tolerate that nonsense. It's just like,
away in the Holocaust and stuff like that, and I'm like, no, that's actually nasty work. Because you basically trying to manipulate people through tragedy.
But the thing is, though, is the Holocaust was actually learned from the U.S. in general. That's what a lot of people don't realize, especially on the Latino community. Like, Zyklon B is literally what raceros were sprayed with already. And not a lot of people know about that one.
I seen a story on that too. AI summary, man, I've been getting these a lot. A discussion on systemic racism and wealth disparities. Share your thoughts.
Well, that's a good one.
I guess I had to report them for hate speech to get it right.
Oh my gosh.
Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it?
Conversation on a Monday morning. Well, afternoon.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like
These are heavy times, right?
it was like is it the thing is that a lot of these conversations have to be had because right now with the censorship that's going on every platform, nobody's talking about these things, and these are the conversations that are real. It's the same thing with like critical race theory. It was just like it's trying to be minimized because they want to say it's like anti-white. There's no such thing as anti-white. What is white?
Right.
Y'all from all over Europe. What is white? What is the designation of white?
You know who are also labeled as whites? Mexicans.
Can you say that again, Southwest? Because I can't hear you.
I said, you know who are also labeled as white people? Mexicans, Latinos. It wasn't until 1950.
Because Mexicans got a very interesting blend of people. So it's called
Well, that's because in 1954 there was a actual Supreme Court ruling. It was called Hernandez versus the state of Texas. It was a Mexican American who was tried and judged for a crime that he did not commit. However, his peers of jury were all white men, and it was concluded that
Wow.
he was actually represented correctly because Latinos were considered white. However, in Texas, they still had the signs of no Mexicans allowed, just like black people who also had no colored people allowed type thing, and had that discrimination in the South. Hence the Hernandez versus Texas, and that's why we have ethnicity. However, Mexicans and Latinos who also don't realize today, if you don't put your paperwork as other or Native American or whatever as other race and you leave that blank, it is automatically as a white. You get counted as white. Regardless if you put your ethnicity as Chicano, Latino, American, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, any of those, if your race is not circled as other, they'll put you automatically as a white
What
person.
you're saying makes sense 100%. I'm sitting here trying to, I don't understand this comment in the chat. And I was just trying to make myself understand it. But yeah, that makes sense completely, Southwest. What is this person trying to say?
I just blocked them. Don't worry.
Ew.
Oh, I just try to make stuff make sense in my head.
What did he say though?
I don't really know. That's the problem.
Always, it's some bot, the usual bot racist thing to say, like somebody's funding the Democrats and the Democrats are done with.
Because they don't realize that both parties can actually switch sides and whatnot, and the Democratic South.
But Democrats started racism, remember? The dumb fucks. Like, god damn.
But that's the Democratic and Southern.
As a Republican right now, I think I told you why, Cruz, right? Because the whole
Mm-hmm.
primary thing, yeah. That party let them me nothing. And what matters is the actions that are being taken.
That's all. It's...
So you're not,
You're not a pure breed American.
No, but you know what? There is a downside of me registering as a Republican because every time these people decide they want to have a town hall,
You get a
I
call.
get called by Roger Mercer, and I'm like, I never asked for you to speak to me. I don't like you.
Just like that's. I was like, I put undecided on my shit. There was like, you can't vote under the primaries. I was just like, and
Well, but there has to be some level of a voice in these horrible choices that we have for whoever is going to be our next.
I was like, you got the same person that wants to run for Senate that don't even live in the state of Kansas. He resides in fucking Florida.
Yeah.
Like, if that don't tell you enough, like this dude don't even care enough about the state that he don't even live here.
Yeah.
And y'all want me to run in this state? Nah, hell no, I can't do it. Can't do it. I've removed my name from contention in the state of Kansas because I'm going to end up in jail. I will end up in jail going to Congress here.
Eastern Caliphate of Mamdani.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't. I'm not. I like Mamdani, but I don't like Mamdani. I don't know. He gonna make shit more expensive. That's the only thing I don't like about him. He gonna make shit more expensive. He gonna make shit. He's gonna fix some shit, but he's gonna make it way more expensive.
I mean, shoot, fix his cost, right?
If it fixes it, the thing is like what it's basically like with real estate. If you fix up the real estate, all you're gonna do is drive prices up. So for a lot of these places, you're gonna have a lot of these landlords that are gonna fix the place, and they're just waiting for somebody to move out, and then the price is gonna go astronomically higher because it's fixed. Now, for those people that are gonna stay there, that's one thing. But the city of New York just keeps on pricing people out, not only because of rent, because you can have stabilized rent, it's just the price of everything else going up. You got mass transit fares going up, you got all the food prices going up, you have you have all this shit going up. It drives people away anyway. And then if you have it that you fix up all these places, these people move out, then you renting it for a higher price, you just driving the price up for everything. Now if it manages to pay for everything and fix everything, cool. But then at the same time, it's still not going to be the New York City I grew up with, where it was just a mix of people that took care of the city. It's just going to be people some.
I had a conversation with you who was arguing against the restabilization there, right? Because he was like, well, the corporations are just going to end up raising rent anyway or whatever. And I was like, you're worried about the corporations raising rent, but you don't realize these people are literally trying to drive y'all all out of that city regardless.
But see, the thing is DJ, they were doing that. They've been doing that without. The problem is that they were doing it, but those weren't rent stabilized places. So a lot of those landlords were raising prices even without fixing shit. So the prices were going up even though they had a fucking closet to live in, but that closet didn't have a fucking working sink that didn't fucking flood the whole apartment. And they were still raising the prices. And that's how it is with a lot of those rent stabilized places. They're older buildings that need to be fixed, but they're not being fixed, but they were getting charged more. Now, the only thing is that they're going to try to change that to try to fix it in a different way, but it's still going to be more costly in the long run in New York City by doing that. The thing is now they have an excuse to even charge you even more because it's like, hey, I fixed it up. Even though this is something that they were supposed to do regardless as landlords. Now, if you were to make it a stipulation that is like, hey, even though you fixing it, the rent has to stay the same, that's one thing. But what's going to end up happening is that the prices are going to go up regardless. So it's just going to be a shit show regardless. What's up, Stanley?
What's going on,
Not much, man. Not much.
y'all want to hear a joke?
Sure.
What do you call a 3-time Trump supporter?
What?
I heard this before.
A
Damn.
JD Vance.
Yeah. I heard that. I heard that one.
Somebody beat to it.
No, I see. I heard, but you're right though. What, Soggy?
Oh my God, that's expensive. Nah, but for real, these people that are like, oh, whoa, I didn't think he was gonna do this. I'm like, this man has told you on numerous occasions after the first six months he's gonna do anything in his power to stay in office. You know that, right? He's like, what are you talking about?
I don't understand what you mean because I don't think there was any sign at all that Trump would do the things that he's doing. I'm trying to keep a straight face and Cruz busted out laughing.
Cause this coming from you, Busies, was making me laugh. You trying to say that?
He's trying
Most of them are gonna keep saying this just for the hell of it.
That Trump was the president that was in the best shape. Like, don't talk about my president. He is definitely in shape.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he is a shape. I would say he is a shape. I don't know about best shape.
Yeah, no, he's got an octagon shape. Right?
Now, that man is multiple shapes. He's very
That man is the peak embodiment of male health.
You see those burgers? You see those burgers on his ankles? You want those? That's cushion.
DJ, the thing is it wasn't, a lot of these people didn't, it's not that they didn't expect that it wasn't going to hit them. They just really thought, some of these people were dumb enough to think that the shit that he said was going to happen was actually going to benefit them. That's what they thought it was going to benefit them.
Yo, whose panel was I on yesterday? Some dumbass came on and said, I didn't vote for Kamala Harris because of regulations. And I'm like, you know him,
Regulations.
Bruce, I think you know him, Viper Fett. Somebody came on Viper Fett's live and said, oh, I didn't vote for Kamala Harris because of regulation. Viper was like, are you serious, bro? He's like, you know what regulations are? He's like, you must not like clean drinking water. You must not like clean air. And then he's like, no, well, Kamala Harris is going to regulate free market. I'm like, where the fuck did she say that? Where
It was just like,
we don't even have a free market now, plus tariffs.
the thing is, it's just like, people want to say like you're going to regulate free market. What president has regulated the free market?
What president hasn't? Is the question.
if you really want to be serious, I told him, I was like, you want to know who low-key regulated the market? He was like, who? I was like, Obama. He said, what do you mean? I said, Obama made sure that fucking retailers and big businesses didn't buy houses. He made sure that we got a fair share at a 3-family home or a house over these entities. Did you know that? Right? That's not true. I'm like, okay, that's why it's expensive to buy a house.
Most of the research wasn't done, but the thing is for most of them, they just thought it was going to benefit them. That's what it is. So they were just too ignorant that they didn't care for anybody else's plight or anybody else's problem. They just wanted it to think like, oh, we're going to benefit from this. Oh, if you eliminate all these people, supposedly housing is going to go down.
Yeah.
You still broke. Like that's the thing. You were still broke. If you were still broke to buy the house before, what makes you think being broke you were going to buy it then?
Read this. So there's a dude named his name is Joshua Kukusnik, right? The MLB agent.
Yeah, I seen him. I seen him. Yeah.
That motherfucker. That dude said, "You conservative Gen Zers, this is your time to step up. You can go to your local recruiter's office right now and end all be all." He was like, "Yo, you're about to witness the biggest loneliness epidemic of all time. When it's all said and done." I was rolling. I was like, "Hey, yo." I commented, I'm like, "Yo, I'm so glad I didn't sign my papers." I was so glad that I waited after the election to see what was up. So glad.
It's
So I'm 26 because I signed this shit for selective service when I went to college. And now I'm 26 and with asthma. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can see it, but I'm really rough right now.
Gonna take the asthma requirement just for you. So you can go ahead and join now. Oh.
I'm on set, bro. Chair force is the best force, bro, but I don't even want to get into that. Because they said they don't even want you to go to them Ivy League schools now. They don't want you to go to no Ivy League schools.
which I find crazy because the thing is some of them graduated from this. Yeah.
Dude, J.D. Vance went to Harvard on a GI Bill.
Yeah. They said, don't close that door for you.
Because that's what I find so interesting. That's what I find so interesting about it. It was like, you're going to say that these places are woke, but then you yourself have a degree from this place. So how much of a hypocrite do you look like that you went to one of these institutions? You haven't given up your degree, though. But then you're saying other people can't go to it.
I gotta go. Wouldn't y'all be embarrassed to have Pete Hegseth as one of your college's alumni?
Embarrassing.
He absolutely learned nothing here.
Yo,
Y'all have been on that.
have a good day.
You too, man. Appreciate you, Stanley. Oh, okay. I thought you were leaving. Oh.
I came to chat your ear off like a 55-year-old black man at the barber shop. If JD Vance was my college mate, bro, I'd grab his backpack and throw it in the fountain, bro. Yeah, he'd be like, I'll bully you. No, I'm just kidding.
That dude is just.
I'm gonna be that Haitian that be yapping.
Bro, it's better than me getting reported, bro. So.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. If I was in the military and we were friends, yo, the dumb shit would be doing and saying is wild. The constant hazing, no bullshit.
That's the thing. I wasn't much of the hazing thing. I got hazed I would say maybe like once or twice. But the thing is, it's just like it was like for some people it was needed. For some people they were just straight up knuckleheads and they didn't understand, so you had to break their wills for them to start understanding. Cause it was like, look, bro, if you don't do this, you just going home. That's it.
Listen, and this is the thing is, I say this about all my kids that I coached back in the day. Football is the equivalent to the military. The only difference is you actually will get unalive. It's the only equivalent. In football? No, bro. The camaraderie, the like when you're in camp, you saying football was fatal. No. I'm saying it's like the closest thing you'll have, other than the certain aspects of the military, is football, bro. You fucking they run your ass, they dog you, all that shit. Not like I don't know, like on what scale.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't be the same skill as in the military. It was like you go through it in football, but not like the camaraderie. Yes, but then the other stuff I would say would be different because the thing is like the military puts you through. Yeah, well, not anymore as much. No, they've cut down on it. They've cut down on it a lot. Because a lot of the like the thing is some of the stuff would be hazing, but then some of the stuff just started to get like borderline, like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Type shit. It was just like it got to the point where people were just being excessive for no fucking reason.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Well, that situation alone was another big thing because there was a lot of good people that got out of the military because of that. And then there was a lot of pieces of shit that stayed in. So.
Four ways. I'm gonna give you three, and the next one you can do it yourself. Not trying to be an asshole. The first one is Gonzalez, the one that impregnated his aide, and she self-deleted herself, right? This motherfucker went on the podium and said, "Oh, I'm not leaving. I love power. Blah 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 blah. You can't stop me." And I'm like, wait, why is he saying that? Then I did the research. You need a 218 seats to say that you have a majority. If he leaves, they don't have a majority no more. Because 3 Republicans unalived due to their health, and then the other 3 or 4 said, yo, fuck this. That's one. That's one way. Number 2 is the whole conflict. He's going to say, oh, it's a national emergency, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just sitting here like, how is it a national emergency when you're the one that clearly started this shit? That's 2. Okay. The third one is he either steps down now and have Coach Lover stay.
it's one I think you can figure that one on your own.
I don't think he's stepping down. I think he might. Rot in that seat, bro.
He's not gonna step down, that's for sure. Stepping down is not an option. The war thing, I don't know if that's.
I'm sure it's the confidence. There's the most he could use right now. It's the confidence.
Because the thing is once Democrats take over, they're gonna try to impeach him. They're gonna impeach him, which is gonna remove him. But the thing is you're still gonna have those representatives that still voted and wanted all this stuff in office. Because not everybody's gonna get voted out. So that's one thing to understand also. The whole war thing, that one may be a possibility. Because the thing is I heard somewhere, and I still have to look it up and find out, that if we are in war, he cannot technically be impeached during that time period. So I have to look that up to see how true that is. I'm not sure how true that one is, but that is a possibility. And no, we can still vote during war. There's no such thing that says that we cannot vote during the war. He's gonna try to suspend the voting, but there's nothing in the Constitution that says that just because we're at war means you cannot vote. Because it happened under, I forget what president, that we were under war and the election still went. No, it was before Bush also. Because it was Bush, and then it was like prior to that also. So that's happened before. That's not anything new. So we can still vote. The thing is that's why you have the SAVE Act, and that's why you have all these things that are basically trying to make it so that less people have the ability to vote. Because the thing is right now, that's why they're trying to get rid of mail-in voting. Because the thing is he knows a lot of these old people that he's screwing over are those mail-in voters.
But you know what's ironic about that, sir? His constituents, his base votes that way.
Yeah, but that's why he wants to get rid of it now. Because the thing is his constituents are no longer following him. You see what I'm saying? So he used the mail-in votes to get to president, but now he's screwing all those people over because taking away their Medicaid, raising their prescription pills. It's all these old people that are medicated or are in homes. He's removing those. They're not going to want to vote for him again. So that's why he's trying to make sure to remove that part of it. Because the thing is all those people that voted for him are not going to be voting for him again this time around. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, most of them are starting to fall out of line. That's why he's trying to get rid of the mail-in votes. Because the thing is a lot of these older people voted for him in that way. So he used it to win. But at the same time, when you start taking away their farms, you start taking away their Medicaid, you start taking away their ability to pay for their own bills, you start taking away the home care attendants that they have, that affects them, and they realize that, hey, Joe Biden didn't do this shit to me. Donald Trump did. So I'm not going to vote for anybody that goes with Donald Trump because he screwed me over.
Joe Byron. Not for real, though. Yeah. Nah, you're right. And one of the other things, too, that no one's not talking. I mean, I don't know if you've talked about this, bro. You know the Republicans, whether it was Thomas Massey or Ron Paul, they told him 3 weeks ago, yo, you start a conflict with Iran, it don't matter controls the House or Senate, you're getting the fuck out. Like, we'll make sure. So what he did was, and it's leaked, he hit up Izzy. Izzy said, we'll do it. This was last week. We'll do it. They did it. Then they followed suit. Then, Al Shahir, in the last 24 hours, has confirmed that a CIA, not warehouse, but building in Dubai was struck by Iran's not ICBMs, but their missiles. The other thing,
the drones.
Yep. The other thing that no one is talking about right now, and as stupid as it sounds, Call of Duty low-key kind of predicted the future. Black Ops 3, I think, or 2, whatever. 2. Yeah, they predicted the future, and China was like, all right, Bet, my G. You want some missiles? Something that can penetrate the Iron Dome? Yo, they got that. And I told people, Iran is not Iraq, bro. Iraq, they were just makeshift soldiers or whatever. Not even trying to be disrespectful. The difference is, yo, Iran's got bread, bro. Iran's got money. So, you know they're getting the good stuff.
And that's the thing, they're one of those oil companies too. So one of those oil countries. So that's why a lot of people don't understand that Iran isn't the same pushover as Iraq was. Iraq was already decimated the first time around through Desert Storm when George Sr. tried to go in. He dismantled a lot of Iraq's capabilities. Then when they came again, it was already a beat up country that they just finished the job. With Iran, nobody's gone into the country and actually destroyed any of their shit because Iran hasn't been in anything. They've been having problems with Iran for forever, but nobody's ever had any actual physical altercations with Iran. They had it with Iraq 2 times with Saddam, and that happened. With Iran, it's a whole different thing. And the thing is the same way that these people are trying to put this global push on, hey, we're gonna control the Western hemisphere thing. What happened?
How many times did we go to Iraq?
Twice.
Twice. That was Desert Storm and Iraqi Freedom, right?
Mm-hmm. And Desert Storm did a lot of damage to what Iraq had as capabilities because then we destroyed a bunch of their infrastructure, but then also the sanctions and all that shit happened. So we never let them continue to build up again, where Iran has never had that issue.
Yo, another thing is too, not peddling fake news, but yo, you got most of Europe saying, yo, if BB ever steps foot in this country, he's getting arrested.
I heard about that, but I don't know because he's supposedly in Germany right now.
Interesting.
He supposedly flew out of Israel to Germany. So I don't know. That's the whole thing with the whole international court thing, saying that he's a war criminal, but nobody's arrested him. So that's a whole bunch of yap from all other sides.
Malarkey.
Yeah, so that's why with that situation, it's hard to make any sense of it. But he's supposedly fled to Germany the same way Ted Cruz goes to Cancun every time Texas has problems. But him being arrested, that's a sight to be seen. But with this ongoing conflict, the thing is Israel can be hit. And that's the thing that Israel is more concerned with because now Israel can be hit. The thing is that Israel has a lot more enemies than Iran does.
Yo, but the thing is that no one's talking about, right? And I be having these YNs saying, "Oh, nah, I'm down to go there." I'm looking at them like, bro, you have nothing fighting for. You don't have nothing else going good in your life. I'm saying all that. I said to him, I'm like, listen, man. Like I said to you just now, Russia got a hand in it and China got a hand in it if they really want to. That's number one. There's 93 million people in Iran, and supposedly they want a regime change, but they really don't. Let's be real with that.
It's always the same story. Iraq wanted a regime change, Libya wanted a regime change. Everywhere that we've done a coup or whatever, they always want a regime change. But then the thing is it's never a brand new system. It's still the same people that were in the prior system that have been following the same rules, following the same thought process. Chances of it doing a 180 are very small. So it's not like it's just gonna happen overnight. You pick the person that has been one of these people's top people for the past 30 something years. Then it's just like you didn't even do it in a you literally got all these people together because you said you were going to negotiate with them and then you bombed them. Yeah, that's what they did. You didn't know that? That's how they eliminated most of the generals and all that stuff. Because they were getting together to do the negotiation process and then they bombed that location. That's how they got rid of so many people in one shot.
In Iran?
Yeah, that's how they did it. It's the same thing they did with when When Israel was planning the same shit with the Hamas people, the peace treaties, they did the same thing. That's the tactic that they've been using. They say we're gonna do negotiations, and then they bomb them. They bomb them because they know the only way to get all these people together in one location is by having some sort of negotiation, because they have to talk it all out. And that's how they do it. Because otherwise you would have all these entities in different places where you can't destroy most of the structure. But if you have all of them consorting that they have to negotiate for something, that's what they do. That's how they done it. Iran even spoke about it themselves. You can watch it on, what was it, on Al Jazeera? They had one of the representative of the UN saying it was just like, hey, we've tried to negotiate, and the last time we tried to negotiate, they bombed us again.
And this is the thing that I try to tell people. Oh well, we didn't want Iran doing this and the third. I'm like, who are you to tell somebody not to do what they have to do? But I said there was a deal in place because Trump was so hurt about Obama, he got rid of that shit. Dude, Russia was on the table, bro. Russia was like, yeah, we're going to sit down with Iran. The French.
They made that on purpose. Obama made that deal with Iran to basically the proliferation shit with Iran, basically to stop it, so that way they wouldn't continue growing it. Barack Obama had that deal in place, and that's why Iran was no longer an issue. But then Trump came in and he decided he was going to remove it. And the whole thing was, it's just like, this seems like it was just a plan in the process. Because the thing is that was the whole plan. Like, if Joe Biden would have never been president, we would have probably already been at war with Iran.
Oh, that's facts.
This would have already happened, because he got rid of that so that way there's a cause for it, because he learned that's how it worked with 9/11. In 9/11, where did we go to? We went to fucking Iraq because of weapons of mass destruction. Mind you, the people that flew the fucking plane into the towers were from Saudi Arabia and Qatar. They weren't from Iraq. So that's a lot of it there. Is just like, the only way you get an overwhelming population to actually believe in a war is either you have to justify it by certain means, or something bad is going to happen in the U.S. to justify the anger towards these people. That's it. That's how the U.S. operates. You notice it in all previous wars. How did we get into World War II? Japan just happened to fly across the fucking ocean or just fly planes into us.
Dad, the reason why these Trump supporters don't understand isolationism is the worst thing that happened to this country is because that's how we got involved in World War II, because Japan was like, yo, word, US ain't doing shit, so we're gonna catch them lacking. You caught them lacking and say, yo, fuck, we gotta listen. Now isolationism has taken a whole new turn, not turn, but a whole new outlook, because you out here talking shit about all your allies, from NATO to most of the motherfuckers on the UN, and you're friends with all the dictators, bro? What?
Yeah.
I just remember, dictators don't feed this country, it's the allies. Like for example, last week or the week before in Mexico, I said, yo, be careful what you eat from Mexico now. Be careful what you eat from that country now. Why? What do you mean? Yeah, bro, there's a thing that you don't do is just interfere in other people's shit, because you complained about how Obama and Biden were world police, but you're doing that shit now, and then you're trying to justify that shit with Iran, no?
It's just, that's the thing. The U.S. is known. That's what the U.S. is known for, and that's how the U.S. operates. The U.S. is always a war country. That's how we make our money. That's how the rich people keep their money, because you keep on creating wars in different locations and different things, which needs resources. Why do you think Donald Trump was asking for an influx in the budget for the military? Remember, the Pentagon hasn't passed a fucking audit in 8 years. So when you have all these billions of dollars and trillions of dollars being added to a budget, then from there you can pay it off to these people, and it's basically you funneling it through the military. That's what it is. Political, I do not believe there will be a draft. I don't see a draft happening, but I could be wrong. But the thing is a draft would not be handled the same way as it would regularly. Because look, if you trying to go through,
Jinx that shit, please don't jinx it.
what happened?
Do not jinx it.
No, I don't think,
Don't jinx it.
I don't see a draft going on, because the thing is it's not the same sentiment anymore. The same sentiment isn't the same as when it was for like Vietnam and the draft. That war was a war that they knew they were just trying to do, and they was just trying to send as many people as possible. And it was just like, for something to happen this time around, it was just like you would need people to believe in it. And the problem is that you have too many people that don't believe in this stuff. What the fuck? What did I say? What the fuck? Well, I guess I just got blocked on. That's interesting. No, my live didn't end on TikTok. Let's get that straight. My live didn't end. I was cut off. I don't know. It literally just ended my live set because it was misinformation. I'm not sure what I was misinforming about. So it wasn't that it was just like it ended. It was just like I got cut off. There's a difference. there's a complete difference now when it comes to my live ending and my live being cut off. And I was like, they just straight up cut my shit off. That was just them literally cutting it off. They just hit me with misinformation, and that was it. Why? I don't know, because I didn't say anything particular, so I don't know exactly where that came from, but it's TikTok. I can't really say much on TikTok anymore, because the thing is either I'm misinforming or I'm saying things. I don't know exactly what I said exactly. And that's the thing. You never get a clear explanation as to what you did, and then you get restricted. So that's always interesting. As to the reason why it happened, I don't know. I was looking at the screen and I thought it was when they do where you have to like slide the thing to say you're still active and thing. That's what I thought was popping up. And then all of a sudden my screen went white, and then it said live thing to tell. And I'm just like, for misinformation. I was just like, I didn't even say anything. I was just answering a question. And it was just like about the draft. It was just like, I don't think it would happen, because that's how it happened with Vietnam. It was more of a sentiment that you saw that there were people against the war, but then there was people for it. The sentiment with this war right now is like, it's not even a war that we're starting. This is more of a war that we're going through because somebody else wants to have it. But it's just like, hey, this is how it usually is with me. It seems like I always deal with the same process where it's just like I keep on running through this, and it's just like I keep on getting restricted or banned for speaking. And I was just like, it's crazy to me because that's why, and I was like, that's why you see I don't have the app no longer. I don't use TikTok live on my computer anymore because I don't want this app on my computer. Because the thing is if y'all don't let me speak freely and you report me for misinformation, then the fact that it's just like they banned me for the whole fucking week. See, now it says that we reviewed your appeal and restored your live access. So it's like literally they just cut me off because somebody, I guess, reported me for misinformation, and then that's the thing. But that's why I was just like, that's why I say I'm streaming more. I'm always streaming on this platform because I want to be monetized on this. TikTok, we can already see, is a platform that is right leaning. It doesn't want to give you that information. It doesn't want people to talk about the actual topics because they feel that it's anti-American, which I don't know how speaking with or for America is anti-America because you don't hear me saying anything against being American. I have problems with the institutions and certain programs that are within the United States. That doesn't make me anti-American. So it's just interesting to me that it's just like the ability for you to be restricted and censored so easily. Yeah, exactly. A veteran speaking, being restricted about speaking on war, and that's exactly what I put on the appeal. It was just like I was talking about my experience and what I thought about with dealing with war. It was just like this had nothing to do with misinformation. This is information that I know of, and that's how it was. I was like, now YouTube is fucking not receiving internet. Like, what the fuck is going on? Not entirely sure what the hell is going on. Now it's saying that YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth streaming, which is weird because it's sending what it has to. But that's 25. Yeah. That's at 20,000. This is at 20,000. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the hell is going on. So I'm not sure if it's freezing on here now. So I'm not entirely sure because it looks like it may be freezing or it's not. I'm not entirely sure. It's giving me an error on the thing, but I don't know if y'all able to see me still, if it's still running properly. It's weird. But yeah, I never really had this problem with YouTube. So maybe I'm just being censored all across the board. Maybe I don't know at this point. But it's just interesting because the thing is you see it and it just like this continues to happen. But it's a problem where you can't. Because now I removed Twitch. So I removed Twitch from the stream. So y'all still, I believe, receiving the stream though. So I'm no longer streaming on Twitch. So it's all going to one thing. It's just not giving me the information as to how much it's sending, but it's still streaming because it's still receiving a thing. Now it's not saying that now it's saying that it's perfectly fine, which I don't know. May have to start using that other computer as a backup and stream to there and do it that way. Because I got sent off on TikTok and then that shit like sent a wave through everything where it's just like stopping it. and slowing down. It shot up to a whole bunch of people watching here, and then all of a sudden it dropped off. But I don't know. I don't know what to say. But whatever then. I guess I'll take that as a sign of kid. I'll get something to eat. Um maybe we'll be back on tonight, maybe. Tomorrow, most chances are I won't be on. Gotta get some shit done on the car, so that might take me out for a bit. So maybe we'll stream, maybe we won't from over there. I don't know. Um, the stream's current bit rate is 6,000, is lower than the recommended bit rate. We recommend that you use a stream bit rate of 23,500. If I'm using this bit rate, and that's what I'm using, that's what it should be using. It shouldn't be changing that. But then if this isn't running it at that bit rate, then that's the problem. But it should be. Because that's what I have it at. Oh, all right then. We'll just cut it out there because I'm not entirely sure what the hell is going on. As always, be good to one another, take care of one another, look out for one another, love one another, stay marvelous while doing it, y'all. I'm just Cruz. We will work on this. If anything, yeah, it might end up being that we just stream here, guys. We might not be on TikTok for much longer. It might be a possibility. It might be a possibility unless I get the other computer to maybe stream to TikTok and then have that as a separate thing. But chances are we probably may just end up streaming on this platform and my other platform and Twitch and leaving TikTok alone or something, because yeah, that's just weird. But we'll do some tweaking and we'll work on some things and see what we have. So yeah, have a good one. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all later. Peace.